And as always, you can listen to The Odd Couple with Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington. Weekdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, right here on Fox Sports Radio. This is Stu Gatz and Company live.
The audience wants this.
You're listening to Stu Gatz and Company live.
Adam Silver must think I'm dumb. Adam Silver doing this thing where he wants LeBron James to make some sort of decision quickly so he could figure out who's playing on Christmas Day. Let me tell you who's not playing on Christmas Day. Even if you put his team there on Christmas Day, is LeBron James. He doesn't want to play on that day. Adam Silver wants LeBron James to drag this out for as long as humanly possible because he knows we're still talking about the NBA, his league, in the middle of bleeping July. LeBron James is more important than you, Adam Silver. He's more important than the NBA, and he is certainly more important than your schedule. Please do not treat me like I'm dumb. Don't treat the fans like they're stupid.
Stu Gatz and Company live is right here. Weekdays, 3 Eastern, noon Pacific on Fox Sports Radio.
3, 2, 1.
It's Stu Gatz.
Yes.
And he Gatz Company.
I love that.
Stu Gatz and Company live.
That's what he's doing. Unapologetic.
And they're blending sports.
Listen, kicking's an individual sport.
With whatever they want.
I once went to 11 consecutive dead shows at Madison Square Garden.
Sometimes I like to talk.
What?
It's Stu Gatz and Company live. Listen weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific. Right here on Fox Sports Radio. The most fearless voice in sports is on FS1. The one and only Colin Cowherd is bold, unique, and outspoken.
Wow.
You can see him on The Herd. Weekdays at noon Eastern on FS1 in the Fox Sports app. Here's what you need to know.
In Major League Baseball Friday night, the Braves won in 10 innings at Baltimore 7-6, scoring 4 unearned runs in the top of the 10th. The Cubs won in 10 innings at Pittsburgh 3-2. The late game went to the Giants in 10 over the Angels 8-6. San Francisco ends a 5-game losing streak. Miami has now lost 10 straight. San Diego beat them in Miami 4-2. The Dodgers and Red Sox each won. Houston was down 5-0 after 5 innings, but still won 9-5 at the White Sox. Texas over Seattle 5-4. The Yankees shut out Philadelphia 1-0. Winning pitcher Cam Schlittler with 12 strikeouts in 7 1/3 innings. Detroit 2-1 over Kansas City. Winner Tarek Skubal with 12 Ks in 7 1/3. Tampa Bay beat Cleveland 11-3. And LeBron James is signing with the 76ers 1 year plus a player option. I'm Steve DeSager.
Let's begin, shall we?
FnA.
Let me tell you something.
Kevin Figures.
My entire take here is moot.
Adam Osley.
There's a conversation to be had.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, yeah. They're kicking the weekend off. It's FnA.
Point well taken.
Sound good?
That is so exciting.
Yeah! Live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's FnA. Kevin Figures and Adam Osley.
That is right, another edition of FnA on FSR. No, it is not. Patty and Selma with Adam Oslin. It is Kevin Figures. Playing hurt. You know what happened, Adam? I got the news that LeBron James was signing with the Philadelphia 76ers, and I got so freaking excited that I screamed and blew out my vocal cords.
I didn't know I was doing the show with Doc Rivers tonight.
Yeah, exactly. It's not Blake's fault. It's not Blake's fault. I swear, it's not Blake's fault. It's not Blake Griffin's fault.
Look, I knew you were playing hurt. I did not know the severity of the cold you had been dealing with, Kevin. I thought you were hamming it up a little bit, playing it up.
Adam and I were texting earlier this morning. I was like, hey, man, I'm telling you, I don't sound that great. He's like, I'm sure you'll sound better than I do. It's like, Adam, you don't understand. It's bad, bro.
You sound
it's really
like
bad.
You said you're going to sound like a pack-a-day smoker or whatever.
Yeah, I sound like Lucille Ball the last 20 years of her life, basically.
It's more, Lucy, it's more like you got the larynx hole with the commercial with the lady putting the cigarette into it. That's where you're at.
Don't be like me, lady. You don't be like me, lady. Don't smoke for 50 years, but then because you get a giant hole in your throat. But I'm going to continue to smoke even through the hole in my throat.
That's a bunch of crap.
Okay, there's the real Doc Rivers. There's Kevin. I
Mistaken
appreciate
identity
you
tonight.
battling through. If you didn't know what a hard worker Kevin Figures was, is, forever will be, he's the best there ever was, the best there ever. This is Kevin Figures.
Kevin Figures. 78th in Vermont. That's Kevin Figures. Kevin Figures.
This is the type of commitment he has to radio, particularly here at Fox Sports Radio. And we have a lot to get into tonight, including later this hour, we'll be talking a little bit of Shark Week. I'll have to have Mark get the Jaws music going here. Okay. Oh, it's back. It is the annual tradition.
Smile, you son of a bitch.
And I have the week of programming we're going to get. I didn't go through the TV guide. I don't know if they make those little things anymore where Alf's on the front and you find out what's the programming. And he tries to eat a cat, which is not cool to me. But I found every episode that's coming out this week. We'll go through and we'll rate exactly our level of interest in each Shark Week episode that is premiering. You know, it's like a 3-hour block of new content they put in every day of the week, basically. But next hour, Mark Medina will be here talking about what we're going to get to. And first off, with LeBron James here, of course.
LeBron James.
I think we've led with him the last 2 weeks in the A block, and now we're doing it for real reasons because something actually became concrete today with him going to Philadelphia. Mark Medina, NBA reporter and analyst here on Fox Sports Radio, will be here. We got some NFL for you in the second hour.
Training camps have opened up, so we're going to do our training camp preview of all the divisions in the NFL. Get that smile off of your face, Adam.
I'm trying.
I see you laughing at me.
Bro.
Bleep you.
Have you been to the doctor? Is this laryngitis? First of all, I commend you for not coming in tonight because if any of us catch this, we're screwed.
You're welcome. You're absolutely welcome. Yes.
I have to adjust to how your voice is sounding. I thought it might have been a bit at first, but you're powering through. What do we got in the NFL?
Trust me, I'm keeping an eye on my telephone from Scott Shapiro saying, I need you to get off the air, man. You're embarrassing the network. I'm trying to battle through here. But yes, we're going to preview the NFC West. We're going to preview every single division in the NFL leading up to opening day. And this will be our first division preview. It'll be the NFC West. It'll be an hour or two after Mark Medina.
Okay, so I guess we'll start, with the championship division with the Seahawks currently reigning supreme. Ken Rosenthal put out a story about the trade deadline and if things have changed in Major League Baseball. Will there be less action now? Baseball! Yeah! And why would that be? Is it because of the new playoff system? Because they keep adding more and more teams? I don't know. We'll discuss. We'll get a little bit of baseball as well as our NFL talk, and then we'll take your calls on LeBron James in the final hour, of course. Is his legacy set in stone? What if he doesn't need help from Philly to win a title? I don't know exactly what we're getting to there, but we'll flesh it out in the very first segment here, and we'll call it First Off.
Let's go. It's go time.
Let's rock. First off.
Where were you, Kevin? I'm sure you were up. I definitely was not up because I think it happened at 8:30 this morning, and I stayed up way too late last night.
8:30, my God.
I know.
What are you in college? It's like, it's so early, old man. I don't wake up before noon.
Look, for me, I don't like waking up too late, but I also am not on dad time where I could be up at 5:30 any given early morning setting just because the little one wakes me up.
Yeah, and dad time. That's the reason why I have this voice right now, because my son is just a walking germ, factory. He goes to daycare, and every other week he comes home sick. He's fine, by the way, yucking it up and playing in the backyard with a runny nose and all that stuff. And then I'm the one that has to suffer through the Patty and Selma voice from The Simpsons here on Fox Sports Radio. But it's quite all right. I was preparing for our afternoon show on AM 570 LA Sports, and I get an alert on my phone that LeBron James, of all places, I think it's pretty consensus, Adam, of all the places where he could go, his quote-unquote Final Four, Philadelphia pretty much felt like was at the very bottom of most people's lists.
Philadelphia, we did discuss it, but the one thing we mentioned right away was it is a little bit of a clunky fit because so much of the value of each of these individual players comes from them having the ball in their hands. And not a lot of them are used to playing off ball. To illustrate that point, I pulled some of their usage ratings this season. with the main guys, if you're looking at the starting five with Philadelphia. So LeBron has a 27% usage rating last year with the Lakers. Maxey had a 29% with Philadelphia. Even the rookie VJ had a 19% usage rating. Jaylen Brown in Boston at a 35%. When Embiid was actually out there, a 32%. And then you just look at touches. And I know 37 players in the NBA last season touched the ball at least 68 times per game. 5 of them now play for the Philadelphia 76ers. So people are going to have to adjust. They are going to have to sacrifice. That's going to be the operative word that Nick Nurse is going to continue to hammer home in that locker room before and after each and every game.
I mean, what this basically is the Heatles all over again. The only difference is you had 3 guys in the prime of their careers, or entering the prime of their careers. Now it's a little bit of a hodgepodge. Joel Embiid, I think, especially with his injury history, kind of on the back nine. Obviously, LeBron James is on the back nine. VJ Edgecombe hasn't even hit his prime yet, and Tyrese Maxey is probably entering into his. So it's a little bit of a healthy mix of guys with different skill sets, to your point, all who thrive with the ball in their hands. I don't think it's an impossible feat, but it is certainly going to be interesting to figure out how these guys all meld their games together, because they are all at their best when they do have the ball in their hands. And to your point, doing my bad math with all the calculations of the usage percentage you talked about, that's over 100%. I don't think there's a way that you can get over 100%. So that's not going to be possible. So somebody's game is going to have to be subjugated here.
That was good math by you.
Oh, you can count. Good for you.
Well, simple addition.
They can't have the whole be lesser than the sum of its parts,
right,
is what you can't have in Philadelphia right now.
Right.
And you can't just play your turn, my turn basketball. That's what somewhat did in the Heat in 2011. A lot of that was because LeBron had the lowest point of his career, of course, against Dallas in that series. But you could see them trying to work out the kinks all season long. And eventually the offense came back to bite them in a big way. LeBron wasn't comfortable out there. Now, the difference here is, okay, they're not in their prime anymore, but LeBron James, his game is more refined, and it's slowed down for him since then, because he reads the game so damn well and has one of the highest basketball IQs of all time, despite what you might think of him.
I'm a dumbass.
He is one of the smartest players ever, one of the greatest passers of all time.
We'll get to Chuck later, by the way.
Oh, we will. We got some sound with Charles Barkley here, but they have enough speed and size and athleticism and just talent overall that you kind of just have to find a way to figure it out. That it maybe the fit isn't perfect, but you might have to take talent over fit in this situation because of LeBron's age, because of what's going on with Embiid. You at least have 3 guys that you hope to rely upon based upon recent history, with Maxey being healthy, with VJ Edgecombe, and with Jaylen Brown. And you can lean on them during the regular season. Now, I disagree with somebody that I heard earlier on here say, well, it doesn't matter, just get to the playoffs healthy and all this. The regular season matters. I'm sorry. You know how I know this? Because there's one team in the last 50 years that has won the championship that finished outside of a top 3 seed, and that was the 95 Houston Rockets. So stop telling me, oh, this team just has to get there healthy. Nobody's going to want to play them. No, it matters. Getting on the floor, playing together, building chemistry. I'm sorry, but that's too big of a sample size to ignore.
Continuity is very important. So I understand the spirit of what people are saying. They're so talented. LeBron doesn't need to play until after the first of the year. They're so talented, they'll figure it out. Look, we said the same thing about the Miami Heat. They got all the way to the NBA Finals, but to your point, they ended up falling apart. And it wasn't until year 2 that they figured it out and started winning championships and went on that streak of making it to the finals 4 straight years. You cannot just throw a hodgepodge of talent together in the playoffs and expect it all to work out. So the interesting thing for me here, I think it clearly speaks to LeBron James's motivation that he wants to win a championship, because he talked about his decision going into this and all the motivating factors, whether it was his family, the amount of money that he can make, whether he can compete for a championship. And of all the places that he could possibly go, the highest ceiling, I believe, was Philadelphia because of all the talent, even with all the redundancy among the talent of the players, because Cleveland Cavaliers have had their share of issues, would have to shuffle their lineup to bring him in. The Miami Heat would have depth issues, even if LeBron played with Giannis Antetokounmpo. They just don't have a deep roster. So any other place, the Golden State Warriors, we all admit it, he would have no shot of being able to win a championship. So from that standpoint, he clearly is telling you he wants to prioritize winning And that's the reason why he went to Philadelphia. And some people, oddly, are going to hold that against him. I actually give him all the credit in the world for doing that.
So let's get to it. I'm Adam Moslin. He's Kevin Figures with a little DOC in his voice tonight, but that's okay. But Charles Barkley said this regarding him choosing Philadelphia, and it speaks to something we brought up weeks ago here. Mark, let's hear it.
Well, I think, number one, it would be incredible. But the number one knock on LeBron for older guys like myself has always been, yo, man, you always stacking your team. He stacked it in Miami. He stacked it in Cleveland. He stacked it in LA. Now he's stacking it in Philly. So that, to me, I'm going to still have the same criticism I've always had. He's always stacked his team.
Here's why. There's layers to this, but I'm going to start with this portion of it.
I'm a dumbass.
And the reason for that is, first of all, Charles Barkley left Philadelphia, and he got drafted to a pretty stacked team with an older Dr. J, but he had Moses Malone. Mo Cheeks was in there as well. And then he wanted out of Philly so he could get to a more competitive team in Phoenix. And then he wanted out of Phoenix to get to a more competitive team, which he did with the Houston Rockets. But you know who else he was trying to go to at that time? According to Sam Smith, who wrote the book, The Jordan Rules, very credible reporter, his dream was to be traded to the Bulls. And Barkley actually said, quote, that would be the ultimate. I would trade money for the right to win a championship. I'd like to have a shot. We didn't have that this year. This is in 96. I can honestly say this season was terrible. It was a mediocre team. It was no fun. If they want to trade me to a team that has a chance, I'll go. If they want to trade me just anywhere, I'll sit home and play golf and see if NBC can use me. It's particularly interesting that he said, I would trade money for a right to win a championship. So the thing we brought up a couple of weeks ago that I alluded to earlier was LeBron is in a lose-lose situation.
You lose.
If he takes less money to go to a good team, which is what he just did, he just took the biggest pay cut in the history of the NBA, going from $52 million to $4 million, while he's a top 25 player in the league still, and higher than that in the playoff setting. He takes less to go to a good team. He gets criticized for chasing rings. If he took more money to go to a lesser team, he'd get criticized for not wanting to win and just caring about the money. How's he supposed to win here? People are going to find a way to twist it any way they want to, regardless if it was the Sixers or somebody else, Kevin.
He can't win. And the problem with Charles Barkley, did he not force his way to the Houston Rockets with his super team with Scottie Pippen and Hakeem Olajuwon?
Oh, but they were old. That? No, they were old. Well, LeBron's 42.
Exactly. For the love of God. And by the way, the 90s or the 80s, the era that everybody lauded so much, we're going to sit here and act like the Showtime Lakers weren't a super team with James Worthy and Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
When is it okay to say Magic was born on third base, getting to come into the league and having Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on his team, or Kobe with Shaq?
By the way, the Celtics with Larry Bird and Robert Parrish and Kevin McHale, but those guys are lauded and they're all great, but they're not a super team. Get the hell up out of here with that. I'm so tired of that argument. It's ridiculous. Look, LeBron James has had to face some of the best. The super team era began with the Boston Celtics and their big three.
Thank you.
And LeBron has had to chase that his entire career. That is where that is all born out of. I'm not blaming the Celtics, who, by the way, built that entire situation. They started that. So if that's what I have to compete against, the Boston Celtics or the Golden State Warriors with Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson and Steph Curry, I'm trying to give myself the best opportunity to win, which I'm glad you pulled that quote at him. Charles Barkley certainly had no issue saying that when in his playing days. I want to put myself in the best situation to win. But when LeBron James tries to do that, all of a sudden, he's trying to get stacked super teams. And you're trying to take credit away from them. It's completely ridiculous. These guys are giant hypocrites.
This may sound personal. It's not. I like Charles Barkley. I met him once in Tahoe in 2009 at the Edgewood, whatever the tournament is that Steph Curry almost wins now. It used to be Tony Romo. Yeah. I bought him a Corona. I'm sure you wouldn't remember me, of course, but he is nice. He's a genuine guy. He's got his demons. He's got his issues like anybody. But the truth is, he gets away with saying way too much stupid S and never gets checked on it, ever, because he's funny or because people just say, well, he played the game, so he knows best. Well, how about we pull some receipts on what he was saying back when he was actually playing the game? So that's why I do this here. I'm not doing it just to do a gotcha moment. It's to keep things fair. Like some of these guys just sound jealous, honestly. And to your point, how quickly we all forget. People talk about LeBron creating super teams. Like it was a response, as you just mentioned, to the Boston Celtics in 2008, putting together the Boston 3 party. He couldn't get through them with Cleveland, who was woefully mismanaged. And his best player was what? Mo Williams during those 7 years? Antoine Jameson, old fat Shaq. Like,
hey, fat ass.
Who was the second best player?
Larry Hughes.
But he was supposed to beat the San Antonio Spurs in 2007, who could also be considered a super team at times with how good they were.
That Cavalier team was ahead of schedule. They had no business beating the Detroit Pistons. When he scored 25, 26 straight points in Detroit with Boobie Gibson as the second best player in 2006. Get out of here. Boobie. So ridiculous.
That's not sexual?
No, his name was Boobie Gibson, all right. But that's the missing context here that people, just conveniently leave out. But it's not convenient. It's purposeful.
Right.
It's what they do because they find a way to twist anything to hate LeBron James. And far be it from us to defend him. But sometimes it's too easy. I'm really defending context. I like the facts. I enjoy presenting the entire case instead of just going with, I hate LeBron James, so I'm going to find a way to turn this into a negative or already get ahead of things and say, well, if he does win, it doesn't count because it's a super team. It's like, wait a second. He's 42. If him going to the Philadelphia 76ers makes it a super team, I guess you're saying he's still pretty effing great, right? So maybe he's the GOAT. I don't know. If you're still saying a 42-year-old could turn a team into a super team, maybe he is that great. Maybe you should consider that.
The idea that if he goes to Philadelphia, if they win, it wouldn't be because of him. Oh, they have enough to win without him. Nobody ever said that. Philadelphia was a joke these last couple of seasons, even as talented as they are.
They haven't got out of the second round in 25 years. They've had good teams.
So it's like, oh, even if he helps them win a championship, he's an ancillary piece. He wouldn't be a difference maker. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. And it falls into, I love you put it the perfect way. LeBron derangement syndrome. People are just going to find any way, shape, or form that they can to try to downplay LeBron James or try to make it as if he's not one of the all-time greats. And you don't have a leg to stand on. I can't listen to you because you're not being logical about it. You mentioned it a second ago. People are trying to find whatever reason they possibly can to try to denigrate LeBron James and his legacy simply because they don't like him. There are a lot of things about LeBron James that I do not like.
Right.
Do I consider myself a quote-unquote fan? I'm a fan of his play, but am I a fan of LeBron James, the player, generally speaking? Not really. But I just try to be fair about the guy. Why is that so much to ask? Just be fair.
People want to be disingenuous. It's a part of sports talk media and the landscape now to take a strong position, to dig your feet in and never give up any ground and die on a hill. And all you do is this simple, kids. If you're Skip Bayless, you attach yourself to the Cowboys, one of the biggest teams in America, and you're always rooting for them, and they're already polarizing, so you take ownership over that, and you get a bunch of attention, and that's your positive team. And then you take something negative like LeBron James, and that's your player that's polarizing, and you take one side of the argument there, and that would be negative stuff from Skip Bayless, and you get a ton of attention. And some people do it here too, and people do it everywhere. And LDS is among us. It's in the room with us right now, Kevin. Somebody in the chat on the YouTube side, Ocho055 said the Celtics weren't a super team of players who were top 3 at their positions like LeBron's teammates. The Celtics were organically super. That's different. Organically super. Like
super.
These are the mental gymnastics people will do to talk themselves into being able to hate on LeBron James.
That was a dumbass play. Kevin Garnett was routinely in the MVP conversation in Minnesota every year. Ray Allen was scoring 25, 26 points a game in Seattle. Paul Pierce was Paul freaking Pierce. What the hell are they talking about? They were in the top 3 in their positions. Ray Allen was a top 3 shooting guard at that time. Kevin Garnett was a top 3 big man at that time. Paul Pierce, at worst, was a top 5, top 6 perimeter or swing guy at that point in time. What are you talking about?
So LeBron goes and creates the Heatles to combat this. And people want to say LeBron started the super team movement. Ron Parker says it all the time. Live by the super team, die by the super team. That's his excuse for LeBron getting beat by a Golden State Warriors team that added Kevin Durant after winning 73 games and coming back on KD in the Western Conference Finals down 3-1. That's how they justify it. Like, it's honestly, it's just so disingenuous. It's so tired and played out. I don't find LeBron very likable either. Don't get me wrong.
I feel the conflict within you. Let go of your hate.
I really can't stand Rich Paul and his podcast. I was fine with him before. Now, like, he's revealed his true colors. It's ridiculous. I can't stand him talking about other guys' money as an agent like Austin Reeves. But we can separate the art from the artist here and talk about him as a basketball player and how good he is. Like, I'm sorry. It's just, it doesn't hold up to me. A lot of these arguments when you actually provide the context, which is something we try to do here. We'll try to do more of it coming up next. More with LeBron plus Lamar Jackson. He's Kevin Figures. I'm Adam Oslin. This is FnA on Fox Sports Radio.
When I know you guys know. You know that constipation feeling? You're just waiting and waiting.
You okay?
And waiting to go. Then finally, bam! Welp, LeBron has finally gone and made a decision. And we're talking about it on Fox Sports Radio.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46. And I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health.
Tyler Reddick here from 2311 Racing. Game night's fun until someone spends 5 minutes lining up one shot. Chalk, breathe, re-chalk, still aiming. While they figure it out, I fire up Chumba Casino. I can spin anywhere, anytime, and there's always a new social casino game every week. Spins happen way faster than that shot. Play now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Let's Chumba. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Here's the deal. The government is over $38 trillion in debt, which means the IRS isn't slowing down. And the tax code is complex and unforgiving. So it's not surprising if you're one of the millions of Americans that owe back taxes to the IRS. Unfortunately, they're the world's most powerful collection agency with the ability to garnish your wages, seize your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. But don't be stressed or worried any longer. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day, protecting our clients and preparing them for the best possible resolution. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, give Optima a call today.
Call 800-627-7754. 800-627-7754. 800-627-7754.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com. Did you know we're on YouTube? Fox Sports Radio. You can find all of your favorite shows on YouTube.
Look at us. We're waving at you right now.
Did you know that you can find the best clips and the best videos from your favorite shows?
All the interviews, clips, everything is there.
This is why you're the smartest listeners in the world.
Completely agree.
Because you went to YouTube and you searched Fox Sports Radio, and you are the ones that hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. You're the ones that watch videos from Two Pros and a Cup of Joe with Jonas Knox, Brady Quinn, and LeVar Arrington.
You can't even make this up.
Dan Patrick, Colin Cowherd, Stu Godson Company, live.
It's so good.
Cavino and Rich, oh yeah. The Odd Couple with Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington. The Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon.
Think about that for a second.
And the Ben Maller Show. Fox Sports Radio. On YouTube. Wow. By searching Fox Sports Radio.
Check us out on YouTube. Subscribe. Hit that thumbs up icon and comment away.
It's Ben Maller.
It's the gas bag on the radio who is tossing verbal raspberries at you.
Your late night getaway. The big dog.
Big.
Got it?
I disagree.
Good.
So I have abstract art, Fisher Price, and the Mighty Zoltar.
What the hell did he just say? It's the Ben Maller Show.
What kind of acid was someone on when they cooked this up?
Listen on the overnights, 2 a.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Pacific, right here on Fox Sports Radio.
Accessing.
The one and only. When Dan Patrick speaks, you better stop and listen.
I must have missed this.
Definitely a lot going on. Got to get all their voices saying it so you can comment on it.
Top 10 quarterback list. No disrespect. They're all fantastic, of course. But I don't know how.
Definitely a lot going on. You got to hear them say it so you can comment on it.
That thing.
I thought he was. I thought he was, Terry. Because I was going to bring it up that he did win 4 Super Bowls, didn't lose. He didn't get to other Super Bowls. Yes.
Can you hear me on this
Joe
one?
Montana was not on Chris Sims' list.
Oh, well, yeah, you got a point there, Terry. Sims texted me last night, and he said, hey, you found some loopholes in my list. I think I surprised him with my passion for roughing him up. I thought Joe Montana was on there. I know Elway was on there. You know I hate lists, but this was one of those where, yes, Peyton was great. Peyton changed the position. He did. Dan Marino changed the position. Joe Montana was 4-0. Like, if we're going to give Jordan credit for 6-0, I got to give Montana credit for 4-0. But, yeah, you get these lists, and you're like, oh, let's argue. And as he said, look, it's the time of the year where you're trying to come up with something. Your bosses at NBC say, hey, can you come up with a list, Chris? And then he did. Quarterbacks in their prime. If you didn't win Super Bowls in your prime, I can't acknowledge how great you were in your prime. Lamar Jackson has been unbelievable in his prime. Josh Allen in his prime. You haven't won anything. I got to give you a little extra credit if you win something in your prime.
If you want to know what Dan Patrick said next, just podcast it by searching The Dan Patrick Show. And as always, you can listen to Dan Patrick live weekdays, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific on Fox Sports Radio. I did. It's Dan Patrick. Yeah, him. You trust Dan. You need Dan.
Nobody needs to know that.
Because without Dan, mornings just wouldn't be the same.
This is guaranteed to go wrong. Horribly wrong. Absolutely.
It's the Dan Patrick Show. Need I say more?
Shut up. Yeah. That, to me, was a little cringeworthy there.
Listen weekdays at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific. Right here.
I want publicity.
On Fox Sports Radio. When you listen to us, you'll hear things you won't hear anywhere else.
Listen, we say a lot of outrageous things over the course of the 24-hour period.
You can agree or disagree with what you hear.
Not all dynasties in sports are fascinating.
This might be the worst take you've ever had.
You know you can trust what we say. Fox Sports Radio.
All right, let's play it out because what you're saying is ridiculous. Go ahead.
Hold up. Yo, man, I don't think they heard you.
That's the thing about us. We are Fox Sports Radio.
Listen.
FS1. To find FS1 on your television, go to foxsports.com for details. FS1. Go to foxsports.com for details.
LeBron James.
FnA Cotton, FnA. Welcome back in. It's FnA on Fox Sports Radio. I'm Adam Osland. He is Kevin Figures. Be sure to subscribe to the Fox Sports Radio YouTube channel. Just search Fox Sports Radio on YouTube and you'll see our best videos from all of our shows. Hit the thumbs up icon and comment away. Let us know whose takes you agree with and even those who you don't. Just search Fox Sports Radio on YouTube and subscribe. You can also jump in at FNA Show on the YouTube side and get in the chat here and talk with us. As somebody wanted to clarify themselves, they agree the 2008 Celtics team was a super team, but the 80s Celtics team was not a super team because it happened organically with Red Auerbach doing some swindling with trades. Are they stacked or not?
Right.
Are they easily the favorite? If you're saying LeBron and the Philadelphia 76ers are easily the favorites now because they got a 42-year-old player, I think that's actually a compliment to LeBron. But he also said here, this guy Ocho055, I have a higher standard of excellence for all-time greats, so I can't put you in GOAT conversations if you have to team up with other top 3 players to win championships. I'm not impressed by that. What if you're competing against other stacked teams, and it's the only way to have a level playing field? How is this not computing?
So you don't respect Steph Curry and Kevin Durant then, because they teamed up to win championships too.
Huh.
Right?
Interesting. How does that work?
I mean, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen still doesn't get his due, but I mean, during the time that he played, by far was easily a top 8 player in the entire league.
He was a top 3 in MVP voting the first time MJ retired the 94 or 93-94 season. He finished top 3 in MVP. And they got to the second round and won 55 games without MJ while still having his money on the cap, so they couldn't go out and get somebody else.
You know, if not for a BS call against the Knicks, it might have advanced to the NBA Finals that season.
That's a good point, too.
By the way, Dennis Rodman, probably the best defensive player in the history of the sport. He's just a nobody.
Not a
super team.
Not a super team.
That jumped onto them for the second repeat because Michael Jordan said they needed somebody to help them defend in the front court.
After they lost to Horace Grant, who was now with Orlando in 95. And don't give me this BS that MJ had just come back and didn't look right. He was averaging 31 per game in that series.
60 in the Garden or whatever. By the way, our guy Eloy from Compton hits us up on X. That follow out of man, that K-Fig1. So I will do you a favor, Eloy, since you asked for it. Me want cookies. Nom, 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 nom.
Well, now I kind of do want one. Now you're really bringing me back. He's not eating veggies now, is he?
No, kind of, yes.
The veggie monster?
Me being an expert on this because my son, Cookie Monster, is one of his favorite characters. So, yes, he does encourage eating healthy, but still loves to devour himself some cookies, too.
What people don't get in this argument of what makes a stacked team or a super team, it's relative to the era.
Correct.
So people look at the 90s Bulls and are like, they're not that stacked. Look at them compared to the other teams at that time. That's how you have to evaluate these things. MJ easily had the best team. They won 57 games in the 92-93 season and then beat Charles and his Phoenix Suns.
I'm a dumbass.
For the three-peat. MJ retires, and they won 55 games the next year without him.
What does that say?
And they couldn't even replace him because his money was still on the books because Jerry Krause kept paying him.
But people just act like that didn't happen.
Yeah, it's different standards for different players based upon who you like more and based upon wanting to defend your nostalgia and your member berries and your childhood. I can't believe I'm saying this, but to combat what Charles Barkley said earlier about having stacked teams, Shaquille O'Neal, his counterpart on no longer TNT, but now on ESPN with Inside the NBA, said this yesterday.
LeBron is going to go somewhere where he can win another ring. You know,
Miami?
Miami, Golden State, maybe even Philly. You know, what we realized towards the end of our career is once we're done, we can never play again. So you never want to retire and say, I should have did this, I should have did that. He still has 2-3 years left, I think. So kudos to him for trying to, align himself with the team where he can win another championship. That's what it's all about. A lot of these haters call it ring chasing, but yeah, you're supposed to be chasing rings because if you chase rings and you accomplish getting rings, that's what we call greatness. Those who haven't achieved greatness call it ring chasing because they haven't achieved greatness.
All right.
Giving Shaq a sitting ovation.
This will be the first and last time.
Probably. But look, this comes from a guy, Adam, who at the end of his career went to Phoenix and went to Boston and went to Cleveland with LeBron James because he recognized his basketball mortality, and he said, what am I playing this game for? My goal is to be able to win championships. I did it with Kobe. I was at the apex. I was the apex predator. I was one of the best players in the league. I was the MVP. Now I'm in the twilight of my career. I don't want to just play for the sake of playing. I want a chance to win a championship, and who the hell wouldn't? That's what you can remember for, whether I'm the best player on the team or the 18th guy on the roster, which doesn't exist. But you know what I mean? I want to be able to win. So I have somebody like Charles Barkley who never won. And maybe this is really interesting. Maybe Shaq was actually talking about Charles and talking about regrets. So it's easy for Charles to say, oh, I kept it real and I stayed true. Yeah, I never won a championship, but I never chased one, even though you out the receipts there, Adam.
He wanted to join the Bulls. He ended up getting to the Rockets with Hakeem and Clyde Drexler and eventually Scottie Pippen.
But tries to act like, I was old and washed up at that point.
They were early 30s.
No, you were not old and washed up. You even brought this up on a previous show about all of his numbers and how great of a start he got off to with Houston before the injuries trickled in. So he was not old. He was not 42 like LeBron. He was not 39 like Shaquille O'Neal was. Like, these guys are like literally on the back end of their careers. Charles Barkley was probably on the back end of his prime at that point in time.
You want to see a self-own? Frankie Cosmos said, but how many chips would MJ have won if he was on HGH? It's like, that's a compliment, right? You're basically saying LeBron is so good still, he must be on drugs. He must be on PEDs. Let me ask you something, because people keep bringing up LeBron team hopping, going to other teams. And we alluded to this a little bit earlier, but they forget how poorly managed Cleveland was and how bad of a situation they were in when he got drafted, obviously, as the number 1 pick here. So let me ask you, if LeBron got drafted by a team who had prime Shaq, who had Jerry West as their GM and Phil Jackson as their coach eventually in the next 2 years, do you think he leaves Cleveland? Do you think he ever jumps around like this? Maybe it had something to do with what a crap situation it was. And he could have stayed there and probably never had won because they couldn't ever bring in anybody that good. Nobody wanted to go to Cleveland still at that time, and they were just poorly managed in the front office. And then people will say, well, he never won anything. So then he goes and he wins and creates a super team to combat one for the Celtics, and they say, but he had to have a super team. Again, he can't win in this situation. And I don't even like the guy. But it's so easy to defend this logic. And that's the problem for me.
Well, also the idea of quote-unquote ring chasing. So any superstar that leaves his team to join another team, my assumption is he's joining that team so that they can team up on a quest to win championships. So from that standpoint, who the hell isn't a ring chaser? Like, what are we talking about? Like, the classic term for ring chaser is like Mitch Richmond signing with the Lakers in 2002 to sit on the end of the bench and ride the coattails and get a championship before he goes in and checks up out of here. That's a ring chaser. 42-year-old LeBron James, averaging 22 points a game, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and shooting 57% from the field, is not a ring chaser.
He's
just a difference maker. What are you talking about?
He was just the best player in a playoff series in the Western Conference this year.
Right.
He was the best player in that series against the Houston Rockets, who were heavily favored. And everybody said they're going to beat him in 5 games. No Luka. Austin Reeves, I think, played 2 games and still wasn't right. LeBron's second best player was Luke Kennard or DeAndre Ayton. And he got him out of that series. I'm sorry. He's incredible.
Kevin Durant was a ring chaser. He went to a Golden State Warrior team that won the championship 2 years before, had the best record of all time the year before, and eliminated him after he had a 3-0 1 lead in the finals.
That's embarrassing.
A ring chaser.
Yes, that is pathetic and egregious. And he never got validated because of it. Right. He thought that if I just win a championship, I'll get love. But he took it to such an extreme of joining up with a team that just came back on him when he had a 3-1 lead and a team that won 73 games. You can't join that team. I'm sorry. When LeBron went to Miami, they weren't coming off winning 73 games. When he went back to Cleveland, they were horrible also, because as soon as he leaves, every team wins 20 games because without him, they can't function.
How great were the Lakers before he came to Los Angeles?
Exactly.
Everywhere LeBron went to was horrible before he walked in, and won at least 1 championship on his way out of the door.
This isn't that hard.
Says enough right there, doesn't it? He was a focal point behind all of them.
Yeah. I don't understand why we have to do this performative sports talk where people find ways to twist things just so they can hate on LeBron James because they have an agenda. But that's what we deal with often. Not here on FnA on Fox Sports Radio. We're built different. In fact, we got geek news coming up next. Then back to LeBron James with Mark Medina at the top of the hour. He's Kevin Figures. I'm Adam Moslem. This is FnA on FSR.
We talk, and you love to listen.
Awesome. Love hearing you guys. Full of laughs, man. Love it.
Now you can look. Look at that. Look at him.
Yo, what's up? I'm Kelvin.
Look at them.
Tom Brady is the man.
Don't turn away.
Take a closer look.
Fox Sports Radio. YouTube. Look.
Tyler Reddick here from 2311 Racing. The rush of racing? Nothing beats it. But Chumba Casino comes close. Chumba's got fast spins, fun games, daily bonuses, and all the action you can handle. Now that's a ride. Ready to hit the throttle? Get in the driver's seat and head to ChumbaCasino.com. Let's Chumba.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
This is The Herd. When Colin Cowherd drops the info, The Herd, you need to listen.
LeBron said, I could average 10 points in the NBA for like a long time, like 50, 65 or something like that. Now, that sounds ridiculous. But isn't Tom Brady like 50 now? Tom Brady could still play in the NFL. I don't have one doubt in my mind. And honestly, I don't have a doubt in my mind. Tom Brady today could absolutely, especially if he had good protection. He's 48 years old. Sorry, Tom, only 48. Tom's 48, could play today, absolutely. He didn't retire because he couldn't play. 2 years after he left, it was like a legitimate discussion. Should some of these teams that lost a quarterback call Tom Brady? So, and like Aikman has talked about that before, like he got calls 2 years out of the league, and Troy had a lot of concussions and some physical stuff. Brady was healthy. And he's like, I just don't want the process anymore. So when LeBron says I could score when I'm like 65, I think he probably could. Messi's 39 years old. Why couldn't he play at the next World Cup? You don't think when he's 43 years old, Messi couldn't score goals at the World Cup? He's not a physical beast. He's not a cardio monster. In soccer, they track distance traveled. He's 44th at the World Cup. He's not moving around a lot. At this point, he's not as athletic as he was 6 years ago or 10 years ago. But his intuition is unbelievable, and his technical skill hasn't dipped. So this idea that it has to be, Cam Newton aged fast, Tom Brady aged well. Klay Thompson, who was a very layered player, a great defender.
If you're eager to find out what Colin said next, just podcast it by searching The Herd. And as always, you can listen live to Colin Cowherd weekdays at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on Fox Sports Radio.
Basically, get out of the way.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Dan Patrick.
WNBA All-Star Game festivities coming up. By the way, doesn't this feel like a picnic you're going to, but not everybody likes each other? Sabrina Ionescu, two-time three-point shooting champ, she was interviewed and said, I didn't get an official invite. It's hard to turn down, an invite that you didn't get. Now, we reached out to Sabrina Ionescu's agency, and we asked, did Sabrina get an invitation? And we got one word in capital letters, no. It sounded like Sabrina Ionescu was miffed she didn't get invited and wanted to get invited. And I don't know, since she's not an all-star, and some players don't compete in events if they're not all-star. I don't know if that had anything to do with it.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Dan and the Danettes and you.
Weekdays, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific on Fox Sports Radio. Right. This is the Jason Smith Show.
Check this out.
Pay attention. With Mike Harmon.
Really, the W wants to be more about the sport, and I get that. Caitlin Clark is still the biggest star in the league, and I realize that if we're on the floor about this, what I'm going to say is really unfair. Caitlin Clark's got to be spectacular for this to continue. If she comes into the league and is just one of the top players, okay, how long is that going to last until, okay, Caitlin Clark's been great, but now we're kind of into somebody else, right? They want Caitlin Clark to come, be spectacular. You discover the rest of the players that you start watching, whether it's Paige Beckers or Asia Wilson, who's been the best player in the WNBA, for the past decade. This is how the sport continues to rise. And again, I say it again, it's unfair to ask her to be spectacular, but she sort of has to be.
You're listening to Jason Smith with Mike Harmon. Weeknights at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on Fox Sports Radio. We got what you want.
Your ears are perfect for this.
We got what they want.
Because there's nobody else like them.
We got the goods.
This is no longer a theory. It's a hypothesis. Like we've had it tested multiple times.
Good. All day.
Go look at the numbers.
Bringing it to the entire nation.
All night.
Every damn night.
We got that good.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Man, let's ride.
We are Fox Sports Radio. FS1. To find FS1 on your television, go to foxsports.com for details. FS1. Go to foxsports.com for details.
I'm a dumbass.
FnA, Cotton, FnA. Welcome back in. FnA on Fox Sports Radio. I'm Adam Moslin. He's Kevin Figures. Coming up at the top of the next hour, we got our friend Mark Medina coming in hot. What sells this segment?
Bill Nye, the science guy. Nerds.
What is a nerd?
Lone gunman.
We're playing D&D tonight. You want to come? Gangsters, what's up, guys?
Beekman's World.
Don't be jealous that I've been chatting online with babes all day.
Just keep your power gloves off for a huh?
Brace yourselves, gentlemen.
Still got some dumbasses in the chat. Win a championship with a Pippin that grew into stardom while playing with you, a Rodman-like player, and some quality role players if you want to impress me. A Rodman-like player? Like Rodman hadn't already won before MJ? Get the F out of here.
That Rodman wasn't with the bad boy Detroit Pistons.
That beat MJ's brains in 3 straight years.
Yeah. How soon we forget.
All right, so Shark Week is coming up on Sunday, and the entire schedule has been released with a brief synopsis of each episode. 3 episodes per night. Sunday starting at 5, 8 Eastern. With K-pop Shark Heroes is the first episode of Shark Weeks, which is pretty shameless crossover. I don't know, way to reach a new audience.
This is like K-pop Demon Hunters, but with sharks.
Now, it looks like there were some recent shark encounters off the Korean peninsula. An actor and comedian, Ken Jeong, joins forces with Grammy-nominated singer and lifetime shark lover, REI AMI. K-pop guy.
I do like Kim Jong. I'll say that, but
okay.
I don't know if I'm tuning in for this one.
After that, though, Kevin, this might pique your interest. This has been
on 12.
That's on Sci-Fi. This is Discovery and HBO.
Oh, excuse me.
This is a long-running series. They have one of these every year. Air Jaws, Red, White, and Breach. I don't know what the new twist is here, but more sharks emerging from the ocean and jumping higher than VJ Edgecombe.
No, this is like where he crosses over the entire team and dunks on everybody. This is the answer to Air Bud is Air Jaws, right? That's what this is? Am I wrong?
I don't know if they could find an opponent to play against Air Jaws. I got to be honest. That would end like the Ace Ventura scene or whatever. Then we got the last episode on Sunday night, Invasion of the Mega Sharks. Okay. Megalodon stuff.
Right.
I don't know. No, I guess there's some big sharks in Nova Scotia. Huh.
Okay.
Newly discovered shark hotspot. Monday, bull shark dinner bell. Shark attack survivor and advocate Paul D. Gelder, who I tried to get on this show once before, and he laughed at me.
It's so funny. Okay, anyway.
He laughed at you?
He kind of did, because somebody else is like, "You're not big time enough," and then he did like an LOL thing. I could try to find the tweet. But they're talking bull sharks, and one almost ate him once.
So
and
apparently he is big enough. Sorry, I didn't realize you were some giant. So I've never heard of the guy until right now.
He's bald. He's missing a leg and an arm. But I really like him.
My apologies to him.
Guess he doesn't like us.
Whatever.
House of Sharks is on after that on Monday. Off the coast of New Zealand lies a hidden shark battleground where 3 distinct groups of great whites organize into competing houses and maybe competing with one another to gain control of a major seal. It's like
competing houses.
Instead of House of Dragons, it's House of Sharks here. That's what they're going with. They're battling over a seal feeding ground. After that, we got biggest Mako on Earth, rounding things out on Monday night. And that's interesting to me. 15 to 20 foot Mako sharks, they get up to like 60 miles per hour. And they look like a cousin of a great white. That's scary. Tuesday night. You're going to like this, Kevin.
Street Sharks Marathon.
Close. Jurassic Sharks.
That is one big pile of
There we go.
A Shark Week
by the way.
first.
I think he just died last week.
Wait, who?
The guy that played Grant.
Oh, yeah. Sam Neill.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying Ian Malcolm died. Jeff Goldblum.
That is one big pile of
That part is a pile of S. He didn't die.
No.
We do miss.
Jeff Goldblum is alive and healthy.
Love Sam Neill.
Yeah.
Alan Grant. But I guess they're doing some CGI renderings of the biggest Jurassic sharks, the biggest sharks back in the day. Then Jaws versus Orca on Tuesday night, and the orcas will ragdoll a shark. And then they got
that's not even a fair fight.
Chum Island, watch out for Free Willy, catching a killer. In this shark whodunit, a rare surge of highly aggressive shark attacks hit the community of Australia's southern coast, prompting marine biologist Dr. Riley Elliott to find and tag the oceanic suspects. That sounds kind of generic. Whatever.
Yeah.
Wednesday, Expedition X, Atomic Sharks. Are you into that?
So this is like a shark that turns into the Incredible Hulk or something? Or the shark gets bitten by an orca, but the orca was like a radioactive orca. So the shark turns into like Spider-Man, but Spider Shark.
Secret of the Ooze with sharks, mutant sharks.
What it is?
Yeah, I think
I like it.
You're on the right track.
I'm in.
Expedition Unknown, Shark Secrets, whatever. We know all the secrets. Shark Week has been around forever. Alien Sharks, Untamed America. This is a running series. They do this alien sharks where they go to like the depths of the sea, you know, with a submarine, and they're in the pitch black, and there's some weird looking stuff down there. What Shark Attacked is on Thursday. What Shark Attacked? I don't know. I'd have to watch. How to Train a Great White is after that. Not How to Train a Dragon. How to Train a Great White. When they try to keep them in captivity, they die, so that's not good. Ultimate Shark Dive is after that. And then Friday, Secrets of the Great White Kill. Okay? Sharkzilla Takes New York.
Sharkzilla.
My Strange Shark Addiction. And then finally, Saturday,
30.
White Highway, Thresher Shark, Stunt to Kill. And that's it?
That's more than enough.
That's it?
This is ridiculous. I have zero desire to watch any of this crap.
Wait a Kevin.
This is
the best week of the summer.
It's pandering to the nth degree. Absolutely ridiculous.
This is the real midsummer class.
10.
All right, we'll see if Mark Medina's interested.
I'm going to just stick to watching rerun.
5 seconds.
More FnA on Fox Sports Radio. Mark Medina next.
Did you know we're on YouTube? Fox Sports Radio. You can find all of your favorite shows on YouTube.
Look at us. We're waving at you right now.
Did you know that you can find the best clips and the best videos from your favorite shows?
All the interviews, clips, everything is there.
This is why you're the smartest listeners in the world.
Completely agree.
Because you went to YouTube and you searched Fox Sports Radio, and you are the ones that hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. You're the ones that watch videos from Two Pros and a Cup of Joe with Jonas Knox, Brady Quinn, and LeVar Arrington.
You can't even make this up.
Dan Patrick, Colin Cowherd, Stu Godson Company. Live.
That's so good.
Cavino and Rich. Oh, yeah. The Odd Couple with Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington. The Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon.
Think about that for a second.
And the Ben Maller Show. Fox Sports Radio. On YouTube.
Wow.
By searching Fox Sports Radio.
Check us out on YouTube. Subscribe. Hit that thumbs up icon and comment away.
FS1. To find FS1 on your television, go to foxsports.com for details. FS1. Go to foxsports.com for details. Jason Smith and Mike Harmon are dropping knowledge like this.
These guys are sick, man.
The way into work today, it was the longest drive we've probably had in about a year.
Oh, it was awful.
Traffic was
Yeah,
bad.
it was terrible there.
So I'm like, okay, I'm going to put on Game 5 of the fourth quarter of Game 5 Knicks Spurs, right? Because they have a half-hour rip of it on YouTube. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to listen to that.
Oh,
on the
okay.
way in,
I was
right?
waiting to see like what kind of concoction you had. It's like
no.
I had someone burn me a disc.
No.
And I had this.
No, YouTube's got it. I go back and forth between Game 5 and Game 4. Now, Game 4 on YouTube, they have the last. It's like the last 15 minutes of the game. Right?
This is clearly an NBA YouTube channel. Yes.
Yes. This is the Miami.
It's all above board.
Introducing LeBron James YouTube channel.
Is
That's
that their new social media manager put that out or what?
But now someone put like the entire fourth quarter of Game 5.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, now this is what I want. It's like a half-hour long. Awesome.
Did they put the musical accompaniment of Bublé or something?
No. It's just Mike
that'd be
Breen.
really
Yeah,
cool.
dude, it's just Mike Breen and his legs. And no, it's great. Bang! Bang! And I can even quote some of Mike Breen's just lines he had during Game 4 and Game 5 of the NBA Finals. I can quote him now.
Yeah, there's no cheering in the press box.
And then midway through my drive, the air conditioning in my car went kaput.
Oh, no.
And I am just sweating bullets driving, and I'm going, I'm listening to Knicks, and I'm happy. I'm sweating bullets. At that moment, I realized I really need the NFL. I really need the NFL now, okay? Bad enough. It's like, when you go like a whole day, and you're very busy.
To get the rest of what Jason Smith and Mike Harmon said, podcast it by searching The Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon. And as always, you can hear The Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon weeknights at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, right here on Fox Sports Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Odd Couple with Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Steph Curry is Exhibit A. He's the reason we are where we are in basketball. And where we have positionless players, everybody thinks they're a guard and can handle the ball. Everybody thinks they can shoot threes. It is so bad.
What is it about Steph that he keeps getting these first evers? What I mean by that is, if you go before him, we had some amazing players, and not too much further before him. Let's go with the great, Michael Jordan. But Steph Curry is the first one to ever be the unanimous MVP. And you're like, okay, you had Kobe's and Shaq's and Birds and Magics and Kareem's, but Steph gets that. All right. Now they're opening up the division. They'll have a wing dedicated to somebody. And to me, you just jumped Bill Russell.
This is The Odd Couple with Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington. Weekdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on Fox Sports Radio. Jason Smith.
You ready?
Mike Harmon.
And that's it.
We put the sports world on notice.
We're going to do our thing.
We've taken two of the best to disrupt the status quo.
That's not a bad idea.
Do you agree, Mike Harmon?
Oh, hell yeah. Good for them.
Did we mention they're best friends?
Smith and I, we butt heads about a lot of things.
They both need help.
It's the Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon. Weeknights at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on Fox Sports Radio. FS1. To find FS1 on your television, go to foxsports.com for details. FS1. Go to foxsports.com for details. And here's what you need to know.
LeBron James is signing with the 76ers, 1 year plus a player option. This will be his record-breaking 24th season. The WNBA was off. Their all-star game is Saturday night in Chicago. The three-point contest went to rookie AZ Fudd. Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes was fully cleared for training camp. Michael Kim shot 59 at the PGA event in Minnesota. He leads by 3 strokes. Baseball's late game went to the Giants in 10 innings over the Angels 8-6. That ends San Francisco's 5-game losing streak. The A's and Cincinnati each won on the road. Houston as well. In fact, Houston trailed 5-0 after 5 and still won at the White Sox 9-5. Texas beat Seattle 5-4. The Mariners second place in the AL West, now a game and a half behind the Rangers. The Dodgers won at the Mets 4-2. The win to Roki Sasaki. Atlanta in 10 innings beat Baltimore. I'm Steve DeSager.
Let's begin, shall we?
FnA.
Let me tell you something.
Kevin Figures.
My entire take here is moved.
Adam Osley.
There's a conversation to be had.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, yeah. They're kicking the weekend off. It's FnA.
Point well taken.
Sound good?
That is so exciting.
Yeah. Live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's FnA. Kevin Figures and Adam Osley.
That's right. Hour 2 of FnA on FSR. It is me, Cookie Monster, along with he, Adam Oslin.
Me want cookie too.
You can find me at KFig1 on X. Adam is at Follow Adam A on X. We are at FnA Show on X as well.
Brought to you by Lipton Tea.
Exactly. It's in full effect right now. Trust me. Unfortunately, I don't think it's helping very much. Coming up in about 10, 15 minutes, we'll have our NFC West preview with the kickoff of NFL training camps this week. Preview the NFC West, where the current world champions reside, I should say, the Seattle Seahawks. and the title favorites for this year, the Los Angeles Rams as well. But we spent the majority of the first hour talking about LeBron James, and right now we have someone who spent many a year talking to and covering LeBron James. Adam, who do we have?
Phone's ringing, dude.
Thank you, Donnie.
Well, when there's blood in the water, that means it's Shark Week, but also in the NBA world, it means there's big rumor out there. And then when that rumor becomes actual news, you got to go to the men that break it, the men that know how to analyze it. The guys who are on top of everything here at Fox Sports Radio, especially NBA insider Mark Medina is who I'm talking about. At @MarkG_Medina is where you'll find him on X. Mark, thanks for joining us once again here on FnA on Fox Sports Radio.
Adam, Kevin, thanks for having me. And guys, you guys are gamers. Kevin, you're setting the model for what these Sixers should be like about, you know what? The best ability is availability. Joe Embiid, if you're listening, this is what it's all about.
Can you understand that, Kevin was a really big LeBron James fan, and he was so excited about LeBron going to Philadelphia, he blew his voice out. That's all it is.
Well, Mark, what it was is, I was so excited, and I got so excited about LeBron James, and I actually lost the bet. I said he was going to sign with the Cavaliers. So the bet was if I lost, I had to actually come on and do the show as Doc Rivers for an entire night. So
plus you had to gargle glass.
Yeah, so that's
here's the thing. I talked with an assistant coaching on another team, and he thinks like the fit's gonna work, but he's like, man, like Nick Nurse has his hands full. You know what? By the end of the season, his voice might be hoarse like Doc Rivers, because even though this team is loaded with talent, and I think that all guys are the winning players, there's just so many question marks about, can Joel Embiid stay healthy? Can he and LeBron James, be well with that, chemistry? On one hand, I think that, they're unstoppable. On the other hand, they can be limited as far as their speed goes. And then, Jaylen Brown, Tyrese Maxey, LeBron James, they all want to handle the ball well, right? So how do they divvy that up? So it can work, but Nick Nurse is going to be definitely challenged in making sure that everyone's on the same page and that he's bringing the best out of everyone.
How surprised were you with the decision, Mark? Did you have an inkling of where he could go? Was this that destination?
Yeah, I didn't rule it out, but I thought that it was going to be between Miami or Cleveland as time went on. I mean, when I talked with Rich Paul 3 weeks ago, and we were on the show, at that point, it's just before 4th of July. He said that everything's a blank slate as far as what LeBron James is weighing. But it was clear that the factors were some combination of wanting to be on a winning team, but it's not already a championship contender. So you rule out San Antonio, New York, OKC. Money is a factor, even though, you're taking a pay cut, but it's not like you're just going to take a pay cut anywhere. What's the fit going to be like? And family. And as time went on, and he's talking about everything at the Fanatics event, about how he wants to make sure he's around for his daughter, I thought, okay, well, maybe Golden State has a puncher's chance because he can quickly come back to LA during off days. But I think clearly what happened is LeBron James is going all in about trying to win his 5th and 6th championship, because this was the best X's and O's option. People might say, well, why not Minnesota? I don't think that's even comparable. Anthony Edwards, great scorer, grown as a passer. LaMelo Ball is a very dynamic point guard, but they're very high risk, high reward, and they're still too young of a team to figure it out. With the Sixers, even though they have all these X's and O's things and big personalities, they all are pretty experienced. And Tyrese Maxey has grown into his own and already has become an all-star. So, this is all about basketball and nothing else.
Mark, to kind of close the book on the Laker chapter, because I saw a lot of Laker fans earlier today saying, well, he only signed for $4 million a year. He wouldn't come to the Lakers for that. What the hell happened there? It seemed to me, Mark, and you tell me, you speak to sources and all the reporting, but just piecing things together, it seems like LeBron James just felt disrespected by the Laker organization, that they didn't treat him as a priority in the offseason. Rich Paul said that LeBron James, or that he did not hear from the Lakers until the day after the NBA Finals, which is the day that you can actually start negotiating with your own pending free agents. The Lakers at that point in time have been eliminated for almost a month. So it seemed to be LeBron James going from telling Rich Paul early in the process that he was 80% in with the Lakers until the day after the finals saying, I don't even want to take a phone call. It seems as if he felt disrespected by the organization, which is why he didn't even want to have a negotiation about his salary at that point. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a very fair point, and I think the challenging part is, only LeBron and the Lakers know, but there definitely have been scuttlebutts from, people I've talked to around the league that have heard that, once the Lakers got Luka Doncic, they had no interest in keeping LeBron James. Now, I've also heard other versions that they still wanted to keep LeBron James, but on their terms. And what did that mean? No doubt it's a significant pay cut. How they build the rosters more around Luka than LeBron as far as fit, but as far as timeline too, because Luka is much earlier in his career and still in his prime. So I think regardless of what's true with that, or one extreme or the other, or somewhere in the middle, I think the other thing is that I think LeBron has had a healthy skepticism with how Rob Pelinka has done his job. And even though Luka Doncic is great, Austin Reeves is great, they showed with time that those three players can actually coexist pretty well with more reps and right roster combinations around them. They still have holes in their roster, right? So I think part of that also had to do with, even if he could have made more money than the Sixers offered him with the Lakers, he had skepticism that Pelinka would be able to put together the right supporting cast around him. Where you look at the Sixers, I mean, they already made the biggest trade this offseason with getting Jaylen Brown for Paul George and a few draft picks. And so I think when you look at the big picture here, Paul George essentially turned into Jaylen Brown and LeBron James. And there's certainly questions about Joel Embiid, and maybe the Sixers try to trade Embiid to the Wizards for Anthony Davis. I doubt it happens because the Wizards haven't budged on wanting to keep Davis. But assuming a roster stands as is, that combination of Joel Embiid, VJ Edgecombe, Tyrese Maxey, Jaylen Brown, again, a lot of X's and O's to figure out, but that's just so much elite talent that, when you compare to the Lakers, it's a lot better. The second part is the East feels a little bit more wide open because Oklahoma City and San Antonio aren't there. So I think what you're sharing, Kevin, is definitely something that people around the league think, but it also add the basketball component.
Mark Medina is our guest here on FnA on Fox Sports Radio. Mark, we were kicking this around earlier. I don't know if you heard the comment from Charles Barkley being critical of LeBron, saying he's ring chasing, he's stacking the deck once again. Should that be the perception? Or should it be looked at, like Shaq said, well, you should be trying to win. This is the point, especially at the end of your career. You're not going to be doing this much longer. Why not go for it? Couldn't that be respected?
Yeah, well, technically he's chasing a ring, but I don't think he's ring chasing. Clear difference here. I think with the Sixers, before he came, they climbed in the Eastern Conference, but I still would have given the New York Knicks the edge. Now that LeBron's here, you could flip a coin because the Knicks have continuity. They have good roster depth, and Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns are great, but I would give the edge to the Sixers. I think there's a clear difference on LeBron, on a player increasing a team's championship odds versus not really moving the needle one way or the other. And if he were to have gone to Oklahoma City or San Antonio,
pull to Kevin Durant,
that's ring chasing. And you know what? Even I get the criticism with Kevin Durant. You joined the Warriors team. They won 73 games. The previous season, they have Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, Andre Iguodala, like an embarrassment of riches. I would slightly push back on Kevin Durant guaranteed the Warriors a championship as opposed to without him, they're in the mix. So I'm not going to say they wouldn't have won a title if they didn't get Kevin Durant, but he at least cemented it. But I think in fairness to this conversation, this is much less than Kevin Durant joining the Warriors. I mean, to the earlier point, they had won a championship already with that core. They, surpassed the Chicago Bulls for best regular season record. Obviously, they lost to Cleveland in the finals. I think it's a much different thing with LeBron that he's not ring chasing. He's not hopping on a bandwagon. He's joining a team that can win a title, but it's partly because he's there.
Mark Medina, Fox Sports Radio, NBA insider, joining us here on FnA on FSR. Adam and I will get to this a little bit later, but as far as LeBron going to the Sixers, how does this shake up the balance of power in the Eastern Conference as a whole for you, Mark? You know, if everything stays chalk, let's assume Kawhi Leonard does end up eventually going to the Toronto Raptors. Let's assume Jalen Duren stays with the Pistons in some way, shape, or form. How do you feel the Eastern Conference hierarchy now looks with LeBron James playing for the 76ers?
Yeah, great question. I mean, assuming the obvious caveat, no major injuries, and you can't always assume that, but just for this conversation, I would put the Sixers at number one, just because of just how great the talent is. But even though, again, they're going to have to figure out roles, I think all these players have shown that they can make sacrifices, adjust games, and they're very smart players. So I'd give the edge to the Sixers there. The Knicks, they're coming off the repeat, or they're coming off the championship season. Continuity is going to help, but I don't think they have as much as that talent in the starting lineup. After that, I would give it to Miami. I mean, they got Giannis Antetokounmpo. They're going to be a great defensive team with him and Bam Adebayo. They did add some shooting depth with Bobby Portis and Tim Hardaway Jr. They don't have that playmaker, and LeBron could have really helped there. But I think that they are better than teams like Cleveland, even better than teams like Toronto. I think with Cleveland, we've seen that they underachieve in the playoffs, and James Harden, Donovan Mitchell are great offensively, not good defensively. Toronto, assuming Kawhi Leonard's there, he changes things drastically, but you can't assume full health with him ever. And, Scotty Barnes is a great young talent, but I have questions about the rest of the roster here. So to cap it off, and then I would put Detroit fifth. They have a good thing going with Cade Cunningham, but the rest of the roster I'm not really sure on. So to cap it off, I would say Philly 1, New York 2, Miami 3, Toronto 4, Cleveland 5. And everything else after that, you can just flip a coin.
How do you think Jaylen Brown is dealing with this? Because he goes from a situation where it looked like he wanted to be the number one option and have his own team in Boston, as he did this last season. And he talked about it being his favorite year. And now all of a sudden the touches aren't going to be there. And it's not just because of LeBron, of course, but that is a very talented squad. How do you think this team's going to react when they do go through some growing pains, when they have to still mesh and build a little bit of chemistry, and you can't always just get by on talent and they go through a losing streak? How do you think that could affect these guys, including Jaylen Brown?
Yeah, I mean, it's a fair question, but I'm a little bit bullish on this specifically with Jaylen Brown, that because he was traded and everything that's come out about why they may have traded him, financial worry about how he and Jason Tatum would coexist, after having that season as number one option. I think he's on a revenge tour, and the revenge tour is not just going to be about lighting, opponents up, especially when they meet the Celtics. I think it's also going to be about eradicating the perception that he isn't a team player. And so I think if anything, he's going to lean in more into that to show that he is all about winning. He can make the sacrifices. He can adjust, be a number 2, number 3 option. And no doubt he is most effective as a scorer, but I think in fairness, he has shown he's a great defender. He won Finals MVP partly because of that in 2024. And he's a great passer. So even though he does instinctually think score, he's great in isolation, he can be a good playmaker. And I think having LeBron there will help hold him accountable a little bit more. And also just the fact that, LeBron's body of work speaks for itself. So once he's setting the tone with that, I think everyone else will buy in. But I think from a tactical standpoint, it is going to be an adjustment for everyone because LeBron, Tyrese, and Jaylen are most effective with the ball in their hands. But I think that because of how Jaylen wants to prove everyone wrong and how LeBron has been his whole career, that'll help set the tone to kind of reduce some of these learning curves.
Mark, not to ask you too much of a loaded question, but just what are the ripple effects of LeBron making this decision to go to Philadelphia? We had all these teams being held hostage. Now he's made his decision. The Cavaliers reportedly have interest in Jonathan Kuminga. We know that Kuminga and the Lakers have had a back and forth for the last couple of weeks. You mentioned the Miami Heat, who need bodies and they need depth. They need a playmaker. LeBron James would have been that guy. Now he's not. Steph Curry looks like he's just going to peter out in Golden State because LeBron James is going to give him a bit of a shot in the arm. and maybe they're going to take a run at Anthony Davis. That seems to be out of the picture now. So just the ripple effects of LeBron James deciding to go to Philadelphia and how it affects some of these other teams that were in the mix.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really good question. I think that the initial ripple effects, we're going to see if the Sixers can convince the Wizards to trade Anthony Davis. I don't think that's going to happen. The other ripple effect is what you mentioned, Jonathan Kuminga. Is it Lakers? Is it Cleveland? I think that's tough for either team because Kuminga is hoping to get paid, and neither team has a lot of cap room to work with. And I think the verdict is undecided on how much Kuminga is actually worth because he has a lot of upside as a positional defender, but he's also very inconsistent. I think the other thing is James Harden will come back with Cleveland. He didn't sign yet because they want to give flexibility in case LeBron came. Same thing with Draymond Green. He's going to come back to the Warriors. And I think that because both players, were accommodating to those respective organizations, they will get paid accordingly. So I think other than that, I think Jalen Durham will get resolved in Detroit. You mentioned playmakers. Maybe Russell Westbrook is an option with Miami, but there's not really a lot of, good free agents available. So that's the challenging part. And as it pertains to the Warriors, they know that, this whole idea of running it back is a little bit of a fool's errand because they have a lot of old players and, they haven't proven they can stay healthy. But I think they're also trying to guard against emptying all the cupboard of their draft picks only for a marginal move. So whether that means they get Trey Murphy, maybe. I mean, he's a great wing player, and he's grown as a scorer and playmaker. But I think the Warriors are more prioritizing making sure they have enough draft picks. And to be clear, it's not about post-Steph Curry era when he retires. It's more about having some assets in case before the trade deadline there are better deals to be made.
Mark, last one for me. I got to get my obligatory Clippers question in here, even though it's Happy LeBron Day, I guess. What do you think is more likely between these two lines of thought when it comes to the investigation taking 11 months now at this point with the Clippers' aspiration in Kawhi Leonard? Do you think it's more likely that they found so much and they're crossing their T's and dotting their I's and getting their ducks in order because they're afraid of legal recourse from Steve Ballmer, or it's taken this long because they're just having a hard time finding anything and connecting dots here?
Yeah, it's a great question. Obviously, we truly don't know that, but it seemed based off of Adam Silver's, press conference during Summer League, it was that the law firm hadn't completed the investigation yet. So I didn't get the impression based off those comments that Adam Silver was in the middle of reviewing, I presume an extensive, report. He was still awaiting the actual report to read. So that's my hunch. But we obviously don't know because this has been, taken for a while. And every time Adam Silver's asked about that, he just defers to the fact that it's the law firm that's running the investigation.
I mean, I think that's kind of fair. If it's an independent investigation, they probably can't put a timeline on it. Otherwise, people would say, this is not truly independent. We can't trust the outcome of this, what the findings are. We can't trust this man, though. Mark Medina, Fox Sports NBA insider at Mark G_Medina. And you know that G stands for G-Unit. Mark, thanks for doing this once again here on FnA.
Adam, Kevin, you guys are great. And, hey, got to throw the hip-hop reference. This LeBron signing with Philadelphia, it kind of reminded me of this amazing collection of talent that was the Up in Smoke tour back in the day. Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Ice Cube, Exhibit.
Oh, I rented that DVD.
Hey, how about this? I still have the VHS.
Oh, when Eminem comes out with the Jason mask on, the chainsaw. Awesome performance.
Yes, sir.
Awesome show.
Yes, sir. Good times.
Love you, Mark. Thanks for doing this.
Love you guys.
Coming up next, talk a little bit of NFL, switch gears a little bit. Our NFL division preview series is underway. Where are we going to start? Because we got 8 of them.
We got to start on the best coast, Adam. Come on.
Okay. West Coast is the best coast. We'll start with the NFC West coming up next here on FnA on Fox Sports Radio.
West side.
We've hit that point at FSR. Some of our hosts are having full-blown NFL withdrawal. They're irritable, angry,
Relax. Thank you.
sad.
I feel so depressed now.
A few have nausea. All we can do is comfort them and wait for the NFL. We are Fox Sports Radio.
Drew McIntyre here from WWE. Wielding the Claymore can be a life of chaos. When I'm not dominating in the ring, Chumba Casino is how this warrior takes a wee break. With hundreds of online social games and new weekly releases, there's always something fresh to try. And those daily boosts, next level. Even my free time feels like Valhalla. So when life feels like a battle, kick up your feet, have some fun, and let's chumba.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See T's and C's. 21 plus. Sponsored by Chumba
I'm
Casino.
David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46. And I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Here's the deal. The government is over $38 trillion in debt, which means the IRS isn't slowing down. And the tax code is complex and unforgiving. So it's not surprising if you're one of the millions of Americans that owe back taxes to the IRS. Unfortunately, they're the world's most powerful collection agency, with the ability to garnish your wages, seize your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. But don't be stressed or worried any longer. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day, protecting our clients and preparing them for the best possible resolution. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, give Optima a call today.
Call 800-627-7754. 800-627-7754. 800-627-7754.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Did you know we're on YouTube? Fox Sports Radio. You can find all of your favorite shows on YouTube.
Look at us. We're waving at you right now.
Did you know that you can find the best clips and the best videos from your favorite shows?
All the interviews, clips, everything is there.
This is why you're the smartest listeners in the world.
Completely agree.
Because you went to YouTube and you searched Fox Sports Radio, and you were the ones that hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. You're the ones that watch videos from Two Pros and a Cup of Joe with Jonas Knox, Brady Quinn, and LeVar Arrington.
You can't even make this up.
Dan Patrick, Colin Cowherd, Stu Gatz and Company. Live.
It's so good.
Cavino and Rich. Ooh, yeah. The Odd Couple with Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington. The Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon.
Think about that for a second.
And the Ben Maller Show. Fox Sports Radio. On YouTube. Wow. By searching Fox Sports Radio.
Check us out on YouTube, subscribe, hit that thumbs up icon, and comment away.
One guy sees the whole board.
I keeps it real, son. But here's where I got smoke with you, sir.
The other guy sees what he wants.
Kelvin, you're so full of it.
I know they won the game, but I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give it to you real.
They couldn't be further apart.
Well, let me say it this way.
Stop it.
And that's why this works. It's The Odd Couple.
Book it.
With Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
You know you make me wanna. Keep screaming.
Weekdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on Fox Sports Radio. Ladies and gentlemen,
Here they are.
Their morning show is funny.
Kind of set the tone for my day.
This is the show that has Two Pros and a Cup of Joe.
Who is Joe?
LeVar Arrington, Brady Quinn, and Jonas Knox.
So Tyreek Hill suffered a pretty nasty injury last year. And the big question was when and maybe if he'll ever be the same again following such a gruesome injury. A guy who's known for his speed and known for having that superpower. What does it look like and what does it sound like now? Here he was explaining.
I've been doing all the stability work, all the mobility work I need to, get my knee back right.
So no power in his left leg, and a guy who's known for his speed is still trying to work through it. And we're 10 months out, him still looking for a new home. So,
all right. If you watch the entirety of the video, though, he kind of,
starts to say, okay, no, I feel good. I got it. Like he kind of played it up there for a minute. I think that's what drove a lot of headlines. But if you actually watch the entirety of the clip, he's moving pretty decent, all things considered. And he was a little bit more optimistic by the end of his workout that he was doing compared to the start of that when he actually like said those words.
He could have one leg and still beat me in a race. Like because he was pushing off and he was like, yeah, I'm still trying to get a decent push off. And he finally was able to do it. He goes, oh, that feels better. And I think moment.
But why do we care about, like, why did you insert that he could beat you with one leg? Why was that
What's
relevant
that supposed to
to
mean?
I was just trying to understand what made your speed in comparison to Tyreek Hill's speed relevant to
get the rest of LeVar Arrington, Brady Quinn, and Jonas Knox. Podcast by searching Two Pros and a Cup of Joe. Listen to Two Pros and a Cup of Joe weekdays from 6 a.m. Eastern, 3 a.m. Pacific on Fox Sports Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen,
It's Colin Cowherd, outspoken.
I know it's uncomfortable and nobody wants to talk about it.
It's the Herd.
This is
the Herd.
That's what this is.
Man of the people.
People don't want Socrates or Aristotle. They want a guy.
Oh, did I mention outspoken?
I'm sorry, guys, but unpopular opinion. Rivalries are overrated.
It's the Herd with Colin Cowherd. Listen every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific.
Wow.
Right here on Fox Sports Radio. We like to give. We give you news.
There is late breaking news.
It has been confirmed.
Multiple outlets have just reported.
We give you videos.
Watch us live on YouTube right now.
We give you a platform.
Go ahead, you're on Fox Sports Radio.
FnA is great as he is just happy.
We give you the best sports talk lineup in the nation. All day, all night. We're giving it to you.
How you do anything is how you do everything, right?
You know you're listening to Fox Sports Radio, the premier sports lineup in the nation. FS1. From first things first in the Herd to your sports teams, FS1 has what you need. To find FS1 on your television, visit foxsports.com for details.
are you ready for some football?
FnA, Cotton, FnA. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Moslin. He's Kevin Figures. This is FnA on Fox Sports Radio. With the iHeart app, you can stream us wherever you are. Catch us in all of our Fox Sports Radio shows live 24/7 in the new and improved iHeart app. Just search Fox Sports Radio in the app to stream us live all day, every day. And be sure to select Fox Sports Radio as one of your presets in the iHeart app so it always pops up at the top of your screen. Again, just search Fox Sports Radio on the iHeart app.
Thanks to Mark Medina for joining us last segment. You got at KFIG1 and at Follow Anime is where you can hit us up on X. We also have our comment section on our YouTube page. And someone just hit up a comment there, Adam, asking me if I believe this is swung at ball 4. Do I believe pineapple belongs on pizza?
Eat me!
If you live in Russia, sure. But here,
You got to be a commie to eat pineapple
not.
on pizza?
Damn straight.
Okay,
no,
what
that is not the American way.
Hold on, Kevin.
Even though I know pizza's not an American food, but still.
Now, what if the pineapple isn't warm yet? What if it's still nice and cold? Because I don't like it once it gets too warm on the pizza. That's my stance.
Not allowed.
You don't like pineapple
Absolutely
and Canadian
not
bacon?
allowed.
Or
I love
pineapple pepperoni?
I love pineapple and I love pizza, but not together. Absolutely not.
You know
no
what?
way, shape, or form.
We'll see.
Fruit does not go on pizza. It does
Well,
not.
Tomato is a fruit.
No.
All right. Fair enough. Let's talk about something we've had planned for
Tomato
some
also,
time.
by the way, is ground down into a sauce, put onto a pizza. That's a little bit different.
All right, fine. Marinara sauce. I get it. But this is our great and highly anticipated NFL divisional preview inaugural voyage. This is the first time we're doing this because there's some downtime during this time of the season, but the NFL is king and you guys still care. And we got to talk a little bit of football here. So we're going to start.
Downtime. It's up. Training camp is here.
Well, it's up here.
Unfortunately, Adams Panthers already lost a guy for the entire season to a torn ACL.
Somebody get a body bag!
It was a really productive kid for them last year at 5 sacks. It was awful.
I've already lost hope in the
I'm
Panthers this season, and we haven't even
Wow.
started. That's how it goes.
Well, that's just
The Panthers curse is real.
That's been your outlook for the last 10 years. So,
well, I have made the proclamation that we are the next Browns, Lions, Minnesota Vikings, like a team that really went through a long lull. Minnesota got close but never got over the top, but we're just going to be really bad for a long time, even though they just made the playoffs and actually were competitive against the Rams.
Almost beat the Rams last year. What are you talking about?
Almost only counts in hand grenades and horseshoes,
All right,
Kevin.
Sure, I've heard that before. Speaking of the Rams, they are in the NFC West. So this is our NFC West preview. I guess the way I like to look at this, Adam, if I go in ascending order, so from worst to first. So
Okay.
I guess from my standpoint.
What's up, Cardinals?
I don't think you would disagree that the Arizona Cardinals are probably bringing up the caboose of the NFC West this year. They do have a new head coach in Mike LaFleur. I do love Jeremiah Love, the running back out of Notre Dame, which a lot of people criticize, saying, like, if you're this bad, why would you take a running back? And I say, if you're this bad, take the best freaking player available, regardless of position. What difference does it make?
I kind of like that move too, because it just gives them a little bit more of an identity on offense. We're going to try to run the ball. We're going to try to be physical out there. And if you can run the ball, that makes it easier when it comes to pass blocking for the offensive line and keeping your quarterback off the turf.
The one thing I don't understand is the Jacoby Brissett contract situation. The guy's basically getting paid as like a high-level backup. And he's like, if I'm your starting quarterback, can you just give me a little bit of a bump and give me starting quarterback money?
Pay that man his money.
It's not going to cost you anything salary cap-wise. What are you saving money for? Are you going to end up trading for Justin Jefferson at the deadline or something?
Does Jake Plummer have a son that's on his way into the league?
The freaking Cardinals, for God's sake. We realize it's a bridge year. I'm sure Jacoby Brissett knows it's a bridge year for him. Maybe Carson Beck is the guy. I highly doubt it, but who knows? But at the very least, give the guy a $5 to $6 million pay bump. It's not going to kill you.
The pick 6 from Carson Beck in the game sealing pick in the national championship game that
hard to forget.
That told me all I needed to know. I'm sorry. Look, maybe he'll overcome it. Okay, I've seen stuff like this. Bo Nix had some bad moments against Washington.
Exactly,
and he's looked pretty good.
No, they got to get something out of Marvin Harrison Jr. this year. Speaking of a junior on the team, he's got to give him something offensively. He's been a total bust his first 3 years of his career.
He's put on a ton of size, right? Like more muscle. Like, is that
great?
Is that something he needs to do?
You play the position.
Maybe he found.
Must have David Boston play any better? So we're talking about the Cardinals.
He found David Boston's old locker, which still had some roids in it in Arizona, and he injected some of those. I think that's what he's doing here. He doesn't want to be as skinny as his dad.
Yeah, I like the hire of Mike LaFleur, and I do like Jeremiah Love. They have some decent talent. Budda Baker's good defensively. Trey McBride is one of the best tight ends in the entire league, but they're in a very tough division. Maybe the toughest, if not the second toughest division in the entire sport. And they have the third hardest schedule in the entire league.
Lovely.
So you're already bad, and you have the third toughest schedule. You're probably looking at another 3 to 4 win season if you're the Arizona Cardinals.
Well, that's the type of season they typically expect. So let's
exactly
climb out of the basement like Marv after he steps on the nail in Home Alone. Let's climb up the stairs.
I wish I could scream that high right now. I absolutely wish I could be Marv. I cannot do it.
Would you step on a nail in order to have your voice back? Have you had a tetanus shot lately?
I don't know if I go that far.
Okay, fair enough. That leads us to, I believe, the San Francisco 49ers, at least in my not so humble opinion, considering the Seahawks and Rams. Seahawks might have taken a slight step back. You could argue that point, but they still have young guys getting better. The Rams obviously reinforce things. So let's get to the 49ers, who, outside of Mike Evans, it's a lot of guys returning from injury that are going to strengthen this roster.
Yeah, Brock Purdy missed a lot of games last year due to injury. George Kittle, Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, you name it. And if you remember going into last season, one of the big things for the 49ers was people were really down on them, saying they're very top-heavy. If somebody gets hurt, like Christian McCaffrey, you happen to stay healthy, thankfully, last year.
Yeah, crazy.
But they have such an easy schedule. They're a shoo-in for the playoffs. And they did win 12 games last year, despite the fact that they had all of those injuries. I do like the signing of Christian Kirk, too. That's an underrated signing to go along with Mike Evans to help their passing game. But can I really count on Christian McCaffrey playing 17 games again?
Or George Kittle coming off an Achilles when I already felt like he was slowing down somewhat already.
That's a lot to ask.
Yeah.
It's a lot to ask for that team right now.
The sad thing is for the 49ers fans and Niners Empire, they missed their window. Those 2 losses in the Super Bowl to the Chiefs, the second one in overtime, to me, that shut the door on things because they were going to have to pay guys. They're going to lose guys. Some guys were getting older. Yes, Christian McCaffrey stayed healthy last season. What are the chances he can do that 2 years in a row now at an advanced age? They're in trouble.
Now look at their schedule. So they played 2 international games. They kick off the season in Melbourne against the Rams. They play the Vikings in Mexico City. But look at this brutal end to the season for them, Adam. So after their bye week in week 8, they face the Raiders, so that's a win. But then look at this stretch.
Kevin, you're a Raiders fan. How dare you?
The Raiders suck. I'm just being honest with you. They're at Dallas, Vikings in Mexico, at the Giants, Rams, road games against the Chargers and Chiefs in back-to-back weeks, home against the Eagles, then Arizona to finish the season.
Hey, finish strong.
Well, yeah, they might have nothing to play for because it could be eliminated from the playoffs by then. That is a brutal final 7 games of the season for a team, as we mentioned, is top-heavy, and it's not going to get better when it comes to injury luck because those guys are all older. I just don't see it for them this year.
Their only hope is Kyle Shanahan scheming things up and finding a way to overachieve, but I don't see it happening.
You can only do that for so long.
Yeah.
So here's the question, Adam.
Okay.
Who is number 2 in the division?
Pop quiz, hot shot.
Is it the reigning Super Bowl champion Seahawks or the favorites going into the season, the Rams?
I think they're favorites for a reason. I think I have the Rams winning this division. And it's only because of how close the NFC Championship game was. And in the first 2 games in the regular season against the Seahawks, they got the best of Sam Darnold. That he threw 6 picks in those 2 games. They did a very good job defensively, and they only got better on that end, not just with the defensive line, but also in the secondary.
Yeah, consider even if they don't get Aaron Donald back, you got 2 of the best quarterbacks in the league that you poached from Kansas City to shore up really your only weakness, which was your defensive backfield. And special teams, I guess they gave up that kickoff return or punt return to a Shaheed in the NFC Championship game. That didn't help, but they got a new special teams coordinator too. So now I guess one weakness for them, one issue I can see for the Rams, they got Matthew Stafford to stay upright all of last season, despite the fact that he's dealing with a degenerative back issue. If he gets hit the wrong way, all it takes is one hit. Their backup quarterback is some combination of Stetson Bennett and Ty Simpson. That is not a recipe for success. Now, granted, Jimmy Garoppolo earlier this week did say he's not retired, even though he's not signing with the team. So maybe they have him on speed dial, and he's going to sit out in case they need him. That is not a great spot to be in if you're the Rams, knowing that your backup quarterback is going to be someone who's never taking a meaningful regular season snap.
Well, they were high on Ty Simpson, a lot higher than people would have expected. So, but hopefully, Bain doesn't go out there and break Matt Stafford's back.
How good of you to join us.
Give us a bacchiotomy. The Seattle Seahawks, I think maybe their biggest loss isn't from a player, but losing the OC to your Raiders. Just not having the continuity there, honestly.
If you don't believe us, ask the Detroit Lions and losing Ben Johnson. Rewind a little bit further back and ask Matt Ryan about losing Kyle Shanahan to the 49ers when he had the high-flying Atlanta Falcons offense. And they took a significant dip, but Steve Sarkisian became their offensive coordinator the next year. Continuity matters, especially with a quarterback like Sam Darnold, who, yes, he's turned the corner. He's improved these last couple of years, but you have a new offensive coordinator. This will be the 3rd straight year he's going to have a different play call. That's going to count for something. They lose Kenneth Walker, the MVP of the Super Bowl. Zach Charbonnet is already injured and is not going to come back until later in the season, coming back from an ACL injury. So you're putting everything on the shoulders of this kid out of Notre Dame, who is a backup running back, to love. Just a lot to ask out of that run game right now.
I do wonder what winning the Super Bowl and getting over the hump against the Rams in the NFC Championship game does for Sam Darnold moving forward now, confidence-wise, because it was really only in between the ears where he had issues and, the eye sockets where he was seeing ghosts at times because of what happened with him and the Jets. But I root for Sam Darnold. I was happy to see him win it, a guy overcome the USC curse of quarterbacks never winning in the NFL. So what can he do in his second season now when he can draw on that reservoir of confidence he should have now being a champion and really, overcoming significant demons?
I mean, there's only three directions. He can improve, he can regress, or he can flatline. If you're Seattle, you'll take two of those three. Either an improvement or a flatline, you'll gladly take at this point in time.
Well, I hope he doesn't die on the field.
No, that's not what I meant. Plateau, whatever word you want to use.
This isn't the program or any given Sunday.
Mirror your progress, mirror your statistical analysis or statistical output from last year. I think they will gladly take that sort of result. Defensively, I think they may take a little bit of a step back too. You're losing Tariq Woolen. You lose Kobe Bryant from the defensive backfield. Those are big losses, but you do still have continuity up front of the defensive line. And Mike McDonald, your head coach, is your defensive play caller. So you have some continuity when it comes to that. I just have concerns about their run game more than anything else, along with the offensive coordinator.
The 12th man will have to elevate them even more this season. There's your NFC West preview. Next week, AFC West? We'll see. Coming up next, we got to talk about the AFC North and a certain player with a contract that has been up in the air for some time now. He's Kevin Figures. I'm Adam Moslin. This is FnA on Fox Sports Radio.
Summer of
love. That song still hits.
The summer hits keep on coming.
It's summer. It's July, right?
Whether it's on the field.
Blasted! He has done it again!
Or through the airwaves.
Say it with your chest.
We have your summer hits.
It's been a fun season.
On Fox Sports Radio.
Here's the deal. The government is over $38 trillion in debt, which means the IRS isn't slowing down. And the tax code is complex and unforgiving. So it's not surprising if you're one of the millions of Americans that owe back taxes to the IRS. Unfortunately, they're the world's most powerful collection agency, with the ability to garnish your wages, seize your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. But don't be stressed or worried any longer. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day, protecting our clients and preparing them for the best possible resolution. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, give Optima a call today.
Call 800-627-7754. 800-627-7754. 800-627-7754.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
There are some shows you don't want to miss.
This is going to be fun.
And there are some shows you can't miss.
Let's not overreact.
This is Covino and Rich.
But let me tell you something, Cunningham. We're not talking Richie Cunningham. We're talking Sophie Cunningham. Now, she's in the middle of a lot of controversy. Her and Caitlin Clark. And I see you representing today, Iowa Sam.
Controversy.
Very controversy.
I'm talking about on the court.
Yeah, well,
I'm repping Caitlin Clark.
There's a lot of stories about how flopping is detrimental to the WNBA. Let's just say that.
To race relations.
The race relations. Yeah, everything. There's so many weird stories in the WNBA, but there's one in particular. And it has to do with Sophie Cunningham. Sophie Cunningham. They're asking her about who's more of a lightning rod for controversy lately.
It's Cece.
You think? I don't know. Sophie Cunningham's all over the place. There's a story where Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham are in every headline, but there's one where Cunningham is asked about her thoughts on trans women in sports. Biological men in women's sports. The gist is, and this is not what we're talking about, it's just so you know the gist.
It's the third rail, my man.
She basically says that biological men should be kept out of women's sports for safety reasons. She's saying that this is common sense. We're basically saying, based on this, like Yahoo News, all major websites.
Hey, this is Cheech, and this is Chung, and you're listening to Covino and Rich, so listen up.
To get the rest of what Covino and Rich said, podcast it by searching Covino and Rich. And as always, you can hear Covino and Rich weekdays at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific on Fox Sports Radio. This is The Herd.
You got to be consistent.
With Colin Cowherd.
Mike check. Is Messi the best male athlete of all time? Well, no, he's not. He's not the best athlete. I mean, Tom Brady is the most productive, accomplished football player, and has never been close to the best athlete, maybe even in high school on his own team. Jokic been the best NBA player for most of the last decade. He's not the most athletic guy on the Denver Nuggets. Was Tiger Woods a great athlete? It's interesting. I mean, Messi is 5'7" and 150 pounds. I mean, there are rides at Disneyland. You got to check twice to see if he can ride it. Let's be honest about it. He's 5'7". I mean, he's a small guy. Is he a great athlete? We always do this. We have trouble separating. Most athletic means you can jump out of the gym. Best athlete, there's a lot of stuff that quantifies that.
This is The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Wow.
Weekdays at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. This is Two Pros and a Cup of Joe. So here it is.
Diego Pavia. He was waived by the Baltimore Ravens yesterday. He gone, and that was a short-lived time as a member of the Baltimore Ravens. Training camp gets underway, and he's going to be looking elsewhere for an opportunity.
This actually may be a blessing. I know a lot of people see he gets cut, and now he at least gets to survey his options, see if there's anything out there for him. If there is, go in, do the best you can, get some tape out there.
You got to be something all the way different.
He's different, man.
Well, he's not different enough at 5'9". And I think that football is one of the most, they discriminate. And it's all about discriminating. You see somebody, they got to pass the eye test.
Two Pros, LeVar Arrington, Brady Quinn, and a Cup of Joe, Jonas Knox. 6 a.m. Eastern, 3 a.m. Pacific on Fox Sports Radio. We are all over the place. Not only are we on your radio right now, we're streaming on the iHeartRadio app. Fox Sports Radio. We have social clips all over social media platforms.
I'm going to guess that the audience probably feels it's pretty cool.
And we have videos. So many videos. Countless videos. Too many to count videos on our YouTube channel.
What a wonderful world we're living in. Isn't it great?
Like I said, we're all over the place. Fox Sports Radio. We are Fox Sports Radio. FS1. Live sports and live programming. FS1. Big games. Big takes. To find FS1 on your television, visit foxsports.com for details.
What are the headlines on the announcement of starting quarterback?
FnA, Cotton, FnA.
It is FnA on Fox Sports Radio. I'm Adam Moslin. He's Kevin Figures. For the best pregame show every weekend, be sure to tune in to Fox Sports Radio's Countdown, presented by BetMGM. Every Saturday and Sunday morning from 9 a.m. to noon Eastern, 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific, we will count you down to all the biggest games of the weekend. Tune in to Countdown, presented by BetMGM, every Saturday and Sunday morning right here on Fox Sports Radio and the iHeart app. So we were just talking and giving a preview of the NFC West, but before we head to the AFC North to talk about a certain quarterback that wears purple, we did get a call from Seattle. It's Jay from Seattle. Maybe he wants to defend the honor of his Seahawks since we have them second in the NFC West right now. Jay, what's up?
How you doing tonight? Hey, give that guy a Ricola. Maybe it's some tequila.
Ricola. Yeah,
Jay,
Kevin,
Jay,
where's the tequila?
I've tried literally everything except getting hammered on the air, which might be an improvement. So maybe I could try that for the final hour of the show.
So anyway, we had a good draft this year, but despite what Ben Maller says in that Rams game, that was a good call. What do you think?
What call is? What is Ben referring to? What call are we talking about?
The one where
Puka Nacua?
It was it was a lateral, and then Zach Charbonnet touched the ball in the end zone.
Oh, the one at the goal line.
The one Ben Maller and Sean McVay say, send it back to the booth.
It was the 2-point conversion.
They sent it back to the booth, and then the Seahawks were ready to kick the field goal, and then they said no.
That was kind of a cluster F.
It was.
I'm not going to lie about
Very
that. I don't know if they, went through correct protocol there.
So anyway, we opened with the Patriots, and we're going to raise that Super Bowl flag right in front of them across the field. It's going to be fun.
All right. I mean, they still got one on you in the Super Bowl. But Jay, thanks for calling in. We appreciate the phone call.
Well, they're 1-1. on the Super Bowl there, Adam. So there it is.
That's true. Fair enough. But they didn't beat a Tom Brady Patriots team.
Well, what difference does it make? It's still the Patriots.
Come on.
Nobody hates Tom Brady more than you. What are you talking
There's
about?
no aura with Drake May. I'm just saying it's not as impressive.
By the
That
way, I did
Patriots
see-
team didn't beat anybody in the regular season.
I did see a photo op because I'm going to put a photo of LeBron James and Tom Brady next to each other. It says, well, one guy chasing a ring with the super team deserves another. Implying that Tom Brady left the Patriots and went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That was a ready-made wild roster that was a quarterback away from winning a Super Bowl, which not necessarily wrong.
I did feel like he went to the right division and the right team at the right time, and it was a
Yes.
very intelligent decision.
It was.
Now, what's going on with Lamar Jackson in the AFC North and these NFL rankings that came out on the NFL Network, but they're player rankings, but they're not done by the players, they're done by executives?
Well, the players have their rankings, so it's polled by all the players. This is what the players think.
All the players were polled, not just 100.
I don't think every player that chose to participate in ranking the players did this.
Okay.
And he came out, 69th among his peers?
68, Kevin, okay? We
Oh,
don't need any
excuse
more
me. I
69 jokes
I
here.
don't
Like,
want to short him. Well, I wasn't necessarily going to go there. After, by the way, the guy had a down year. His statistics, things played, might look like, oh, he had a pretty solid season, but if you watched him play, it wasn't his best, but he was also hurt. Keep in mind, he's coming off of back-to-back seasons. 2 years ago, he was the MVP. The year after that, last year, he was the runner-up and was the AP quarterback. As number one as far as being all pro. So he had a down year, but it doesn't mean that he's washed up. This idea that his career is over, he's washed up, is completely ridiculous to me.
it is strange. The narrative has been taken way too far. I know he's had his issues at times in the playoffs, but last time out it was their tight end not making a catch, or otherwise they would have beat Buffalo in that game, most likely. But his coach came out to defend him in Mike Minter, Jesse Minter, excuse me. Mike Minter's an old safety for the Carolina Panthers that I haven't forgot about, apparently. Jesse Minter said, quote, "Look, there may not even be one other player in the league better than Lamar, yet alone players in the league better than Lamar. When you have 1 year where he dealt with a little bit of an injury and the team missed the playoffs, certain players, they hold on to that, and certain players, they give him the benefit of the doubt. This is a guy who's a multiple MVP winner, has transcended the quarterback position. He knows how I feel about him. I guess I don't put too much stock into what the list looks like." I got to say, the one thing I will say that's maybe revealing about the list is a lot of guys just don't like Lamar Jackson, or there's some jealous
30
because that rating is insane.
I feel the conflict within you. Let go of your hate.
One thing I will say, he's in a very unique contract situation. He has a cap number of $85 million next season. He is not going to be able to play on that number. He's also a pending free agent. He also, because of his contract, cannot be tagged. So the Ravens have to make a decision. Sign him to an
10.
Potentially let him walk away as a free agent next offseason. That is something.
5 seconds.
Coming up next, back to LeBron here on FnA on Fox Sports Radio.
What's up, fools? Main event Jay Uso here from the WWE. When it's just me between matches, it's day one-ish. And that means it's Chumba time. With hundreds of casino-style games and new titles arriving weekly, there's always something fresh to try at Chumba Casino. The daily boosts make it even more fun. And have me about to get them all during my downtime. Ready for a fun way to chill out and enjoy a few minutes for yourself? Let's Chumba.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See T's and C's. 21 plus. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
Fox Sports Radio is taking over YouTube, and you can be a part of it. Just go to YouTube and search Fox Sports Radio. Hit that subscribe button and smash that notification bell and catch all the videos from your favorite shows. Two Pros and a Cup of Joe. Dan Patrick, Colin Cowherd, Stu Godson Company, live. Cavino and Rich, The Odd Couple with Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington. The Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon. And The Ben Maller Show. Fox Sports Radio on YouTube.
Subscribe, hit that thumbs up icon, and comment away.
FS1. To find FS1 on your television, go to foxsports.com for details. FS1. FS1. Go to foxsports.com for details.
Let's begin.
Sometimes we like company. Other times, company is downright annoying. Let's listen to Stu Gatz and Company live. And you tell us where this show lies.
I have some sound here, Izzy, from the NFL. When you think of like opening team meetings and coaches that would be good at kind of delivering that kind of speech, who are some of the coaches you think of in that situation?
I think of Dan Campbell.
Right.
I think
he's getting you fired up the season. Yeah. Welcome back, guys. Yeah.
I think of just rah guys in general. So he's one. I could see Sean McVay giving me a nice speech, and you're really getting riled up there.
Yeah. Mikey, who do you think of? Like, the Don Shulas, the Chuck Knowles, just going back in NFL history. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Give me Mike Tomlin.
Well, one of the guys that you would think would be good at it is John Harbaugh. And here is his speech in a team meeting as the Giants are getting ready for tricking.
Welcome, man. Good to see everybody here. Excited?
Yes, sir.
A little nervous?
No.
A little nervous? I'm a little nervous, man. Nervous, excited nervous, Nervous like before a game almost, man. It's like, people say kick off. I'm standing up here in front of the New York Giants. The New York Giants. It's the New York Giants sitting in this room. The New York Giants. Wow. It's an honor. It's an honor to stand in front of this room right now. And I know those coaches back there feel the same way, right, coaches? Certainly. It's an honor.
Truly off. What team? I mean, you're going in with such. He only said it 7 times, and he thought that if he just kept saying it and saying it louder, that perhaps that would get the team to rally behind him. Unfortunately, it did not work for John Harbaugh, someone who I imagine in that.
To hear more from Stu Gatz and Company live, just podcast it by searching Stu Gatz and Company. And as always, you can listen live weekdays 3 Eastern, noon Pacific on Fox Sports Radio. And now, Steve Covino.
Oh, boy.
Rich Davis. This is Covino and Rich.
I almost feel like talking about football right now in July, I feel like it's the same as
It's like watching a scary movie during the day.
I feel like it's the same as buying a Halloween shirt at Target.
Oh, I'd rather hear stories about Target.
No, because like I'm watching Fox Sports. And all
Yeah,
these things.
I
And, like,
hate the forced questions. Like, will May have a a Super Bowl slump?
no knock or diss on those shows, but to me, like, we're talking about that in July. Like, I don't know. So to me, I so badly want to talk about my 49ers, but I feel like it would be like buying a Halloween shirt now at Target. That's my analogy, because there's a part of me that's like, yo, I want to talk about Mike Evans. I want to talk about how the 49ers are healthy.
Covino and Rich, weekdays at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific on Fox Sports Radio.
Hello there.
2 pros and a cup of Joe, putting the more in mornings.
I don't even know what that means.
No one knows what it means, but it's provocative. Jonas Knox.
How you doing? I'm Jonas from Champion Roofers. I'm here to check out your leak.
Brady Quinn. LeVar Arrington.
Now that's a teammate right there.
Can you think of a better combination?
I can think whatever I want.
That's what I thought. It's 2 pros and a cup of Joe. Weekdays at 6 a.m. Eastern, 3 a.m. Pacific on Fox Sports Radio. FS1. To find FS1 on your television, go to foxsports.com for details. FS1. Go to foxsports.com for details. And here's what you need to know.
In Major League Baseball Friday night, the Braves won in 10 innings at Baltimore 7-6, scoring 4 unearned runs in the top of the 10th. The Cubs won in 10 innings at Pittsburgh 3-2. The late game went to the Giants in 10 over the Angels 8-6. San Francisco ends a 5-game losing streak. Miami has now lost 10 straight. San Diego beat them in Miami 4-2. The Dodgers and Red Sox each won. Houston was down 5-0 after 5 innings, but still won 9-5 at the White Sox. Texas over Seattle 5-4. The Yankees shut out Philadelphia 1-0. Winning pitcher Cam Schlittler with 12 strikeouts in 7 1/3 innings. Detroit 2-1 over Kansas City. Winner Tarek Skubal with 12 Ks in 7 1/3. Tampa Bay beat Cleveland 11-3. And LeBron James is signing with the 76ers 1 year plus a player option. I'm Steve DeSager.
Let's
begin, shall we?
FnA.
Let me tell you something.
Kevin Figures.
My entire take here is moved.
Adam Osley.
There's a conversation to be had.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, yeah. They're kicking the weekend off. It's FnA.
Point well taken.
Sound good?
That is so exciting.
Yeah! Live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's FnA. Kevin Figures and Adam Osley.
That's right. Final hour of FnA on FSR. There's Doc Rivers and Adam Osley joining you here on Fox Sports Radio. At KBig1 is where you can find me on X. Adam is at Follow Adam A. We are at FnA Show on X.
That's a bunch of crap, and y'all know it.
I got to say, you sound like Doc at the end of the season in Game 7 of the NBA Finals against the Lakers in 2010. Like, that's how much wear and tear was put on your voice.
I am so jubilant, just like he was back then, though. He won a championship. And Adam, I feel like I won a championship for 3 hours. Every Friday night, it's a Saturday morning that I have the chance to grace the Fox Sports Radio airwaves with you.
Well, you are definitely powering through, and this is an impressive performance. I got to say, you're the real MVP, Kevin.
Thank you. All right, so, like, is this like, video game Greg Jennings with a broken leg? Or is this like the Michael Jordan flu game? Is this Emmitt Smith with a broken collarbone?
This
like,
might be
here?
Rocky 4.
Oh, okay.
Not Apollo at the beginning. But you're going to get the best of Drago eventually here. LeBron James, speaking of, now in the city of Philadelphia, city of brotherly love, and there were signs. There were some signs out there of where he could be headed to next. It was talked about with a blank slate, as Mark Medina described it, with Rich Paul, but there was actually a whiteboard that was filled in also that he was going over. And he said this a couple of weeks ago about the possibility of the 76ers.
Philadelphia, everything changed.
Do they have his attention, as Windhorst is reporting?
How could you not have the attention when you have Maxey, Edgecombe, Brown, and Embiid?
They're missing. All they really need here is a power forward who can think the game and shoot.
That's why he's in the middle. But think about it. So what is he loves Maxey. So we don't even have to talk about that. I think VJ, he helps VJ understand really how to play the game.
VJ's a baby, and he's already
super
good.
Talented,
Yep.
plays both ends of the floor, plays hard every night. The benefit that he gets, he should, it would be ridiculous. Obviously, Jaylen Brown, right? Embiid is health and habits.
100%.
If the health and habits of Embiid are there,
but what I mean is
really
they need a guy to come in and make that by itself doesn't necessarily work.
Right.
But if you add the right guy, LeBron
Absolutely.
James,
8 more seconds.
Unlock that and get that to be a team.
Yeah, he enhances everything there.
Yeah.
He unlocks everything there.
Okay. So there was Rich Paul and Max Kellerman on whatever dumbass ringer show that is. No, it's a good show. Obviously it's doing well. I just don't want to hear from somebody's agent talk about other players getting paid like Austin Reeves. That's like some form of tampering or conflict of interest. I don't know what.
I do think it was interesting to get inside the mind of an agent in a discussion with a player and talking about fits and all that.
This particular subject worked.
Yeah, I thought was actually an interesting conversation that he had with Max Kellerman. And to a certain degree, I don't disagree. If LeBron James can go back to shooting from the outside like he did last season and the year before, where we're talking 39% from the field from three-point range, that's a difference. But this year, I think he shot under 30%. You just can't have that many guys between him and Jaylen Brown who just aren't able to open up the floor.
Well,
you can't have that many guys on the floor at the same time. You can't shoot.
I did raise an eyebrow when Max Kellerman goes, they just need a power forward, a four that can pass and shoot. I'm like, well,
we got the passing part down.
Yeah, but the shooting this past season.
Well, LeBron has shown the propensity to be able to shoot.
Yes.
So for whatever reason, he had a down year from behind the three-point arc, but he was trending upward the last 3 years in Los Angeles. If he gets back to just be respectable, he doesn't have to shoot 38%, shoot 36% from three.
Yeah.
Just be a threat. That raises their ceiling even more.
He went from the last two seasons, we're going back to the 23-24 season where he shot 41%. And then the season before this past one, the 24-25 season, he shot 38% to him only shooting 32% last season.
Right.
And he's a 35% three-point shooter just about for his career, which is actually better.
That's above league average
than you would think. Yeah, it's 34.8%. It's like better than what Kobe shot, obviously what MJ shot from three, low volume there. But he is capable, is the point. And he has bounced back before from poor shooting seasons. And it's going to be a lot of catch and shoot. When you look at three-point percentage, it doesn't divide it up between off the bounce three-point shots, pull-ups, which are much tougher, which LeBron does take a lot of, and catch and shoot three-point shots, set shots. So he's going to get a lot more of those with the amount of attention his teammates will be getting in Philadelphia this season.
We also have to figure out exactly what offensive sets are going to look like for them too. If LeBron is going to operate out of the post or the screen and roll as the primary ball handler, and have guys like Maxey and Edgecombe actually be secondary cutters. Like, they have a lot of versatility with their lineup. And even Joel Embiid, for as much as people make fun of the fact that he can't stay on the court and that he's injured, he has skill. He can shoot. He can dribble. He can take you off the dribble on top of being able to back you down. There is a lot of offensive versatility. So people are saying, like, oh, Nick Nurse has it in, trying to figure out what to do. There's a level of excitement if I'm Nick Nurse too, saying if these guys all buy into whatever roles are necessary, this could be a pretty freaking scary lineup we're running out there.
Well, and even when you go past the starting lineup, what you would assume is Tyrese Maxey, Edgecombe, Jaylen Brown, LeBron James, Embiid when he's healthy. When he's not, Adem Bona is a decent backup. They could still use some help there. They actually have like some young guys that are pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Dominic Barlow would be one of them. They just drafted LeBaron Filan.
Yeah.
Was he at Michigan last year?
Yeah, Filan's a very solid player, very solid prospect. Yes.
Like, that's also intriguing to me. And oh yeah, Dean Wade was a big pickup for them, and it was addition by subtraction in terms of taking him away from the Cleveland Cavaliers. He will be starting a lot as a two-way player. And then underreported or overlooked, they got Anthony Simons. Anthony Simons,
cheap contract too.
He is an absolute flamethrower at times.
He's on fire. He's a bucket getter.
He when he gets hot, like, it is incendiary. He's ridiculous. So the more I look at the roster and you think, okay, do they have enough shooters? Do they have enough complimentary guys, connectors out there? They do on the bench. And when you talk about different lineup combinations, and this should be exciting for Nick Nurse, there's a lot of different ways to unlock his starters by putting them and pairing them with some of these other guys, as Shaq would call them, the others, the role players. I mean, Anthony Simons is a pretty high-level role player scorer in this league. If that's your sixth man, your instant offense off the bench, like, you are in real good shape.
I mean, consider the Lakers are paying Colin Sexton $9 million, and Simons is making like what, $5 million or something like that. I mean, this is an absolute steal for the Sixers to have somebody of his talents coming off of the bench for the amount of money that he's making. So we discussed this with Mark Medina earlier in the show, talking about the Eastern Conference hierarchy. So does LeBron James going to the 76ers automatically vault them up to the top of the conference in your mind, Adam?
I was on with the show earlier today. One of the guys from Players Choice, which is a popular channel, and it's one of my favorite basketball discussion. It's kind of like barbershop style, but the guy Penn from there, Pensar Basketball, he's a Toronto fan. We were talking about the Kawhi situation. We started to get into this too, because obviously topic du jour is LeBron James today, and just how much better the Eastern Conference is. And I came to the conclusion that on paper, we'll see how it plays out, this is the best top to bottom the East has looked since Jordan retired the second time in 1998.
Yeah.
I think it is.
For sure.
Overall depth. Now, it's not asking a lot, because there have been some real lean years in the Eastern Conference, obviously, and LeBron certainly took advantage of that at times.
Yeah, but I mean, look what you're looking at. So you have the 76ers. Detroit, for whatever youth and experience, the playoffs, whatever, they're going to be a 50-plus win team again next year. Boston, I think, is going to take a step back, but for the regular season, I think are still going to be a really good team. The Knicks are the defending champs. Cleveland's going to be a good regular season team. If I am to assume that Kawhi Leonard is in Toronto. And even if he's not, they're still going to be a good team, I think, and build off of what they did last year.
Yeah.
Atlanta's young and exciting and coming. They're going to bite some teams. They're going to be good. Orlando, if they're healthy, they're going to be good this year. Miami had Giannis. Now, they don't have a lot of depth, but for the regular season with Ian Bam, they're going to be a good team. I agree 1,000%. Oh, by the way, Indiana's going to be back, assuming Halliburton is back to where he was in a full offseason and season with Zubac in the mix. So the Eastern Conference is extremely deep, no doubt.
I think it's interesting. Detroit won the Eastern Conference last year. Well, they won the regular season. They were a 60-win team. They almost got bounced in the first round by Orlando, who choked away a game 6 where they led by 20 in a remarkable collapse that they had. But Detroit might be the most overlooked team currently in the NBA, considering their stature this past season and still being young and getting better. Now, we don't know what's going to happen with, we think we know. Duren is going to be back there.
On some way, shape, or form.
Yes.
Even if he has to take the qualifying offer and re-enter the market next year, he's not leaving Detroit.
But the amount of people that I've seen already slot teams above them, like, it's a little bit on the disrespectful side.
I mean, there's still, Duren, you would assume is going to get better. Cade is going to get better. Isaiah Joe was a humongous pickup for them that just gets overlooked.
I love that move.
I think John Collins, former Clipper, I think is a phenomenal pickup and gives them something they were missing, which was front court scoring. He's also a decent defensive player. I thought Detroit actually improved this offseason.
And nobody's talking about it.
No.
I'm just saying, but that speaks to the depth of the conference and everybody beefing up their roster. And obviously Jaylen Brown, Kawhi, LeBron, those guys are going to steal headlines. But Detroit is still one of the best teams there and could easily still be a top 4 team. But right now, I'm tempted to put, I said earlier, I'll stick with the Knicks at the top because they're the defending champs. But they did lose Mitchell Robinson. They don't have the exact same team. In fact, he went to a rival in Boston. Boston may have lost Jaylen Brown, but they at least picked him up. And the Knicks lost one of their integral pieces that at least offers a different element that they really don't have anymore because Hartenstein's been gone for a couple of years. But rim protection, rebounding, he's a necessary type of asset. And Andre Drummond, you can replace some of the rebounding, but he is not a great rim protector.
Not at all. That's going to be a huge loss for them. But this is such as what's going to happen here in the NBA. James Dolan even said it right after they won the championship. We're not going into the second apron. We're going to have to end up sacrificing something. And it might actually end up costing them Karl Anthony Towns as soon as next offseason because he's up for an extension. And they just won't be able to pay him and eventually have to end up paying Jalen Brunson. It's kind of a shame, but that's the environment that we're getting into here in the NBA.
Real money this time to Jalen Brunson, by the way, who took the hometown discount or the beloved player that wanted to help out the team like Wemby's doing with San Antonio. And even Adam Silver was asked about this at his, was it the Fanatics Fest? State of the Union address as of late about the second apron. And is it good for the NBA? Because it does break teams up. And basically, he was being asked about unintended consequences because of the new CBA. And he said, well, we were well aware that this could happen. No. He made it seem like, no, this is what we want because it creates more parity. Guys move around more. It's also big for the offseason. The NBA offseason has gotten better and better, and this one was outstanding with the level of player movement going on.
More interesting for sure.
A ton of intrigue, very entertaining. So the idea that they would go away from the second apron because it's too punitive and it's basically a hard cap. And there's currently, I think there's one team that might be above it right now in the Cleveland Cavaliers or will be coming up at least.
Yes.
Because James Harden still has to get his extension.
Right.
Like everybody's scared of the apron to that degree, but it's not going anywhere. This is the NBA's intent.
It sounds like it's going to be a point of contention in the next CBA talks. I saw a quote from the new director of the Players Union who says it's punitive. It actually hurts the players and it hurts teams, even while aiding the owners. Excuse me. So we'll have to see if it's something that happens if we have a potential lockout or some situation. I don't think it's going away, Adam, to your point. Maybe they tweak it a little bit to where it's not so punitive, but this is what the owners want. And I do think they're probably even willing to lose games over it.
And if people are wondering why they'd want that, it's because what it does is it raises the value of each franchise, including theirs. Because if anybody can win, that makes a franchise more valuable. It's the same in every league, which is why they want more parity if you're owners. But to go back to LeBron James here and the impact that he made today and can make on Philadelphia's roster and where they stack in the hierarchy of teams in the Eastern Conference, like if somebody says I'm putting them number one, I'm not having much of an argument with that. Talent-wise, you brought it up earlier, they have the highest ceiling. Their floor might be lower than the Knicks. It might be lower than Boston and some of these teams just because of the fit issue. But the ceiling, if they get all that talent to fit, is, what did Michael Jordan say? The ceiling is the roof. That weird misquote for the North Carolina team. I think it's reasonable to say they're the best team in the East because I expect LeBron, because this is, and I'm glad you brought this up with Mark Medina earlier. This to me reeks of he definitely felt disrespected by the Lakers. He felt some type of way about it because of what happened this last season, where first they ask him to be the third wheel. He does so. They go 15-2 in March. He was fabulous in that role. And then, hey, LeBron, everybody else is injured. Can you carry the team? He does in the first round series. And he still averaged an efficient, I think, 27 against OKC, even though they got swept. He was good. And he wasn't being valued like the product on the court, maybe just because of his age. He wasn't looked at anymore as being a star or being as good as he really was just because they got the new shiny thing with Luka Doncic. But the truth is, LeBron was an all-star last year. He was a top 25 player in the regular season, and he might have been a top 15 to 10 player in the playoffs with how good he looked. And so my point is, he's willing to go. When people thought, oh, he wants to run the show, he didn't like being the third wheel, obviously that's not the case. That's not the issue for him because he knows going to Philadelphia, the ball is not going to be in his hands a ton. So he's willing to do it with Philly, do something there that maybe he wasn't willing to do with the Lakers anymore.
I think he just wanted to feel wanted. And it seemed like the Lakers saw him as a bit of an afterthought. The fact that they call him basically the latest that they possibly could showed them that he wasn't a priority. We all knew all the rumors going into after the Lakers got eliminated was they're going to try to max out or come as close to a max contract with Austin Reeves as they possibly can. You know, we all knew that he was being courted by them. LeBron James, everything was up in the air. Nobody knew what to report. And everybody has agents and front offices, all have the guys they leak information to. There were no leaks coming from either side when it came to LeBron James. That said a lot. The Lakers having secret steak dinners with Luka Doncic last offseason and not involving LeBron James in those conversations. LeBron James admittedly passed the torch to Luka Doncic and said it was his team. He humbly did that. I don't think it's too much to ask for a guy that's been there for almost a decade and led you to a championship, and you were dog-ass before you got there, to just show him a little respect and early on in the process and say, hey, here's what we're thinking. We want to make A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And unfortunately, we love you, but this is kind of where we're valuing you at. So they wouldn't even give him the courtesy of doing that early in free agency. And I think that is why he went from telling Rich Paul at the start of free agency, I'm 80% returning, to at the end of it saying, I have no desire to go there whatsoever.
I think this goes back to the transactional point. He used the Lakers. They used him. There wasn't much more to it.
Yeah.
But I also think he deserves some blame here, honestly.
It wasn't your fault.
Because if he doesn't feel embraced by this Lakers organization, he should have gone into this situation. He chose to go there in 2018 with his eyes open. Because it's bigger than just how the front office has treated him. I'm sure there's a part of him that knows he never got close to the love that other superstars, including, of course, Kobe Bryant, have gotten in a Lakers uniform.
Very true.
And that probably rubbed him the wrong way. But guess what, LeBron? A lot of people could have told you that, including your agent and Rich Paul when you were initially going to the Lakers. And you, I guess, ignored all that. the defaced murals. It was right there for you to see that you weren't going to be accepted like other guys.
And you didn't even go out of your way to try to endear yourself to it. That's the thing, too. He just accepted it. He continued being LeBron, living on his ivory tower and coming to games and disappearing and not doing stuff for the community. Or if he did do things in the community, it wasn't well noticed. It wasn't noticed by a lot of Laker fans. He didn't endear himself to the franchise, or at least endear himself to the fan base. If he had, he would have made a lot more inroads with a lot of fans. And he didn't do that.
Coming up next, we'll take your phone calls, 877-99 on Fox. Do you like the move? Do you think he's just ring chasing, stacking the deck once again? Should he have a little bit of bitterness towards the Lakers in how they treated him? 877-99 on Fox. I'm Adam Mosley. He's Kevin Figures. This is FnA on Fox Sports Radio.
NBA front offices are wheeling and dealing.
The Thunder performed a masterclass in roster malfeasance.
Wow. Insiders are dropping bombs, and your team is getting better.
Oh, hell yeah.
Or maybe worse. We've got it all on Fox Sports Radio.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions.
Tyler Reddick here from 2311 Racing. Game night's fun until someone spends 5 minutes lining up one shot. Chalk, breathe, re-chalk, still aiming. While they figure it out, I fire up Chumba Casino. I can spin anywhere, anytime, and there's always a new social casino game every week. Spins happen way faster than that shot. Play now at ChumbaCasino.com. Let's Chumba.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Did you know we're on YouTube? Fox Sports Radio. You can find all of your favorite shows on YouTube.
Look at us. We're waving at you right now.
Did you know that you can find the best clips and the best videos from your favorite shows?
All the interviews, clips, everything is there.
This is why you're the smartest listeners in the world.
Completely agree.
Because you went to YouTube and you searched Fox Sports Radio, and you were the ones that hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. You're the ones that watch videos from Two Pros and a Cup of Joe with Jonas Knox, Brady Quinn, and LeVar Arrington.
You can't even make this up.
Dan Patrick, Colin Cowherd, Stu Gatz and Company. Live.
It's so good.
Cavino and Rich. Ooh, yeah. The Odd Couple with Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington. The Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon.
Think about that for a second.
And the Ben Maller Show. Fox Sports Radio. On YouTube. Wow. By searching Fox Sports Radio.
Check us out on YouTube. Subscribe. Hit that thumbs up icon and comment away.
Here's the deal. The government is over $38 trillion in debt, which means the IRS isn't slowing down. And the tax code is complex and unforgiving. So it's not surprising if you're one of the millions of Americans that owe back taxes to the IRS. Unfortunately, they're the world's most powerful collection agency, with the ability to garnish your wages, seize your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. But don't be stressed or worried any longer. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day, protecting our clients and preparing them for the best possible resolution. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, give Optima a call today.
Call 800-627-7754. 800-627-7754. 800-627-7754.
Can you hear me, Adam?
Optima Tax Relief.
I did that sound weeks ago, so yeah, I bleeped it.
He's Steve Cavino.
Kick it.
He's Rich Davis.
I thought of like the worst idea possible.
It's Cavino and Rich.
It's a good one. It's funny that they're teammates now.
Here. They're dropping knowledge.
Everything about it is stupid.
And names.
We did an interview with Jay-Z, and Cavino's like, yo, quick pick. And Jay's like, no. He's like, no.
What up, Cavino and Rich?
I don't know. I'm still kind of skeptical about the basketball fit. I mean, I thought
on Fox Sports Radio. And now, here's a little something that you missed from the Ben Maller Show.
they're banking on talent, and I feel like that's kind of like the teams that have won the championships kind of go against consensus roster building, and their roster is unconventional. So they just went all in on these are the best possible guys we can have, make it work. I'm sure it will.
Signing him once he's done with his Fugazi boxing hustle. Citing, he claimed this is great. So he said he talked to something called Front Office Sports, whatever that is, and said that he had conversations with a couple of franchises.
I hated that idea.
Wink,
like
wink,
I get it from the Olympics were fun. It's a fun ending, but seeing him in that jersey would have been disgusting. I'm just glad he went east. I thought it was going to be Miami, but
and his level of football pedigree. Remember who was all SEC back there in Mississippi back in the day? No, you don't remember that?
I don't know.
Did he play at one of the directional schools somewhere?
I mean, they got Tim. He's all right.
No.
That's about it.
Didn't happen. His football career stopped at high school. What? Yeah. But he must have been a great wide receiver and a linebacker in high school. So I brought this up because it's just so over the top that Paul's claiming NFL coaches or executives from two teams reached out to him and had conversations. He then went on to argue that
how much do you buy Andrew Wiggins to shoot 40% for three in the playoffs? Like, not that much. Davion, he's there to play defense. Pell Larson is like, it's really just Tim Hardaway who can shoot. There's not much.
From 2 a.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Pacific, right here on Fox Sports Radio.
3, 2, 1.
It's Stu Gotts.
Yes.
And he Gotts Company.
I love that.
Stu Gotts and Company. Live.
That's what he's doing. Unapologetic.
And they're blending sports.
Listen, kicking's an individual sport.
Well, you've seen it firsthand. I wasn't there for it.
Went to 11 consecutive dead shows at Madison Square Garden.
Sometimes the lights are. It's Stu Gotts and Company.
The Clippers?
Listen,
minimum wage, yeah.
Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific. Right here on Fox Sports Radio. Are you using the talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app? It's the button that looks like a microphone, which allows you to talk to us. Press it, record your message, and fire it off.
Rose Bowl game.
It's simple and intuitive.
Broadcast on radio.
On second thought, perhaps some people are confusing it with a smart speaker prompt.
Texas and Arizona.
Pretty sure that's what's happening.
Texas and Arizona football game.
Fox Sports Radio is at your fingertips on the iHeartRadio app. FS1. Follow your favorite teams and more. FS1, where live sports happen. To find FS1 on your television, download the Fox One app for details.
Magic wand! Make my monster grow!
FnA, Cotton, FnA. Welcome back in. It is FnA on Fox Sports Radio. I'm Adam Oslin. He's Kevin Figures. If you missed any of today's show, you'll want to catch the podcast. Just search Fox Sports Radio wherever you get that podcast. Right after the show, today's podcast will be posted by Julian. Be sure to follow the podcast, rate it 5 stars, and you can even provide a review. Again, just search Fox Sports Radio wherever you get your podcasts. Follow the feed, and you'll find today's full show posted right after we get off the air. All right, Kevin, 877-99 on Fox is the phone number. Mm-hmm. But before we get to any calls here, I do want to get to some sound because there's a lot to dig into with LeBron's 4.0 decision, including going to play someplace where now Jaylen Brown is, because Jaylen Brown had some pointed remarks courtside, at least from lip readers, including LeBron reading his lips, about Bronny James. I think this was back in Summer League, his rookie season.
Yes.
And he was saying, yeah, I don't think he's an NBA player, basically shaking his head.
I don't think he's a pro, bro.
Yeah.
I don't think Bronny's a pro, bro, is what he said.
Be in the G League. And to his credit, Bronny actually gave them some productive minutes in the playoffs last year against Houston. Like, that happened.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Now, I mean, best case scenario for him is probably still like an 11th, 12th man on a team somewhere. But, I mean, the fact that he came out, when he came out, he had obviously the health issues coming out of USC. People thought he would go undrafted, that he was not an NBA player. He's worked his tail off to be where he is. So give him all the credit in the world when it comes to that. And it also does not sound like the Philadelphia 76ers have any interest in trading for Bronny James. Thankfully, let him do his own thing.
Rich Paul said it's not a package deal or anything like that.
Nor should it be. You know, LeBron got his wish. It was his wish to play with Bronny. Even Bronny said that. Bronny wasn't disrespectful towards his dad and say, I don't want to do that. But he says, yeah, it was my father's wish to play with me. Now Bronny can kind of carve out his own path, whatever that looks like. So good on him. Good on Rich and LeBron James for not trying to force that either.
I love how people hate on a kid because they hate LeBron.
LeBron James.
So ridiculous.
Weirdos. LeBron derangement syndrome. But here was LeBron this season. I think he was showing love to Jaylen Brown, talking about him being, I think he finished 6th in MVP and the type of year he was having, but also addressing the elephant in the room.
You know, our relationship has been, you know, pretty respectful. You know, besides the shit he said about Bronny at Summer League.
I was wondering if you guys were able to get past that.
But other than that, you know, we've been all right, you know.
We guys able to get past that?
You know, we'll be all right. We'll be all right. Yeah, we'll be all right.
Was that foreshadowing? Just the way he was saying, we'll be all right. We'll be all right when we're teammates on Philadelphia. No, he couldn't have known that Jaylen Brown was going to end up being traded there. But there was one more soundbite, and this happened at Fanatics Fest just this past week with LeBron, and he used some verbiage that triggered some people and made some people think, oh, is this subtext? Is he saying he's going to join Philadelphia? And he did.
But trusting the process more than anything. I think you trust the process of actually getting to that point.
And by the way,
I've been saying to trust the process since I was drafted in like 2003. I don't even know if he was even born yet.
LeBron is not dumb. He knew exactly what he was doing there. Now, whether or not he knew in that moment in time that he was going to sign with the 76ers, only he knows that. But, you know, LeBron James, you know, likes to be front and center. I think that's part of the reason why he kind of drug this thing out a little bit to a certain degree. And kind of poking the bear, throwing things out there. I don't know if he knew he was going to Philadelphia at that point in time, but he definitely knew what he was doing when he said trust the process, because he said it, nobody reacted, and then he said it again. He was looking for a reaction from the crowd.
He likes to tweak.
Yes.
He likes to be cute with things. He likes to be cryptic sometimes, like fit in, stop trying to fit out and just fit in.
Stuff like that I'm not a fan of, to be honest with.
No, it's not great.
No.
That's what you get with stars in the social media era. But somebody in the chat is talking about Bronny. Oh, he should be a practice scrimmage guy. It's like, I just saw him play against the Rockets in the playoffs and give them productive minutes. No, he wasn't. He wasn't great, but he was not a liability. Like, you have to admit that at this point. I didn't think he'd get to this point, but he did.
He might not be a playoff rotation guy, generally speaking, but if you're telling me that he's a guy that can play 8 to 10 minutes on a given night in the NBA as an innings eater for a particular team in a certain role, he most definitely can do that. Absolutely can do that.
His pops, though, has a chance to reinvent himself a little bit on the back end of his career. And, you know, for most people, if he wins a championship, they'll find a way to diminish it because they hate LeBron James.
I feel the conflict within you. Let go of your hate.
And it won't change. It won't change his legacy.
Right.
And if he doesn't win, it will ding his legacy. So if he wins, it doesn't help his legacy. If he loses, it hurts his legacy. That's how they treat him.
How about this outlook for me? It doesn't matter. He can win a championship with Philadelphia. He can now win a championship with Philadelphia. His legacy is sealed with me. He is one of the top 3 players in the history of the sport. And that is between him, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Michael Jordan. And we can have that debate if we want. And that debate in and of itself can be a 3-hour show. But everything is accomplished with all the championships, all the records, leading scorer in the playoffs, leading scorer in the regular season. Most buzzer beaters, by the way, in the postseason, which people don't know. Like, his legacy is already cemented.
Look at his Game 7 performances compared to MJ and Kobe. He averages 35 points per game in Game 7s and shoots 10% better from the field than Kobe Bryant. You talk about elimination games and the biggest games.
But nobody wants to talk about that.
And he's 5-2 in those situations.
For me, even if he gets another ring, he's not going to win a couple of more. He's not going to chase down MJ. And by the way, he doesn't, because titles are a team accomplishment. So
and it's a completely different era.
Right.
Nobody has won more championships than him since he entered the league in 2003.
Right.
Steph has won as many, but nobody's won more. So, like, the fact that we've had 8 different champions the last 8 seasons should tell you maybe you should grade things a little bit different depending on eras, because otherwise Bill Russell should be your GOAT, right?
Exactly.
11 championships in the 60s. Oh, but it was different then. There were less teams. Guess what? We're about as far away from the 90s when MJ was at his peak as MJ was from the 60s now.
Correct.
It's a completely different era, and you should judge basketball accordingly here. But the one thing I think he can do to maybe open some eyes is, and because of what happened in March with the Lakers, it made me think he can turn into the most superstar equipped role player ever. The best connector, glue guy at the age of 42 that we've ever seen, of course, even not at the age of 42, because of his skill set, because he's so plug and play and versatile out there, which has always been his game. And by the way, his game has always been about passing first and being a great passer out there and getting his teammates involved going back to high school. That's what he loves to do most. Well, this team is uniquely built to really emphasize that strength with LeBron James.
It will be a perfect role for him, and he would flourish in that role. He look amazing. The only issue is talking about the pundits and their opinions. They're going to say, yeah, LeBron won a championship, but he wasn't the head of the snake. So I have to ding him for that. He wasn't the best player. You know, he wasn't the alpha dog on this championship team. He took a secondary role. He wasn't the dude. People are going to hold that against him. It literally doesn't matter what he does. People are going to find a way to diminish his accomplishment.
Well, we got a guy in the chat saying Kobe over LeBron, like Kobe wasn't born on third base with Shaq, Phil Jackson, and Jerry West as the GM, and he got 3 championships because Shaq was the best player in the world.
Respect Kobe Bryant as a basketball player as much as anybody. He's not in LeBron James' stratosphere individually as a player. He ain't. He's not.
He could actually hurt your team at times with his playing style. LeBron, like, there's so many different ways to impact winning with how versatile he is as a player. And I do think he can reinvent himself in some ways with this team at the end of his career and just show off different aspects of his game.
That'd be fun to see.
At the end, which a lot of people will remember. They'll remember the end, and they're still judging him. They are. They're looking for anything to pick at, but I think this is going to be, the more I think about it, the more we flesh this out and talk about him going to Philadelphia, it makes more and more sense to me from LeBron's perspective. It does, because they also, Bob Myers goes on the Clutch podcast and campaigned for him, which ended up being smart. I mean, that's the move you should make. But Bob Myers is established. He's got the former Mr. Ohio runner-up. That's the GM. Was it Mike Ganza with the Philadelphia 76ers?
Who's known LeBron James forever. Yep. Going back to their high school days.
Mike Ganzi, who took over for Daryl Morey. Like, he's got a ton of guys he trusts there. Tyrese Maxey is a clutch guy. But also, they have picks to use.
Right.
They have tradable first-round picks. And if they get into trouble, if things don't go well to start, they can make moves and switch things up and reconfigure the team on the fly during the season. Nick Nurse also, I'm just saying, he may have just got on the hot seat today.
He's on fire!
Because great expectations with
doubt.
great power,
Well,
great responsibility.
Consider when he was brought in to replace, my voice sake, Doc Rivers. He was brought in because he had championship pedigree for the Toronto Raptors. He was going to come and do what Doc couldn't do with a talented roster and take them over the top. And so far, what is this, year 4, I think? 3? I forget exactly how many years he's been in Philadelphia. They haven't been able to do it. Not necessarily his fault.
No.
He can't control Joel Embiid playing 20 games and tearing ACLs and all this other stuff. And Paul George not working out with injuries and all that too. But yeah, with great power comes great responsibility. That's the situation he finds himself in now.
Let me say this. I may be, on some bath salts or something, but I honestly think this team is good enough if they come together. If they come together and the fit and the talent connect, that even if they don't have Joel Embiid, they might have a chance to get out of the East. I'm going to say that right now. Because I do think that style of play that maybe they'll thrive with most is moving up and down the floor, because they have 4 of the top 14 guys in fast break points from last season now. With LeBron, Maxey, Jaylen Brown, and BJ Edgecombe, they can definitely play that style. Embiid cannot. He gives them a different dimension, and he could be necessary to get over the top to win a championship. But I honestly think that they could put together something and build enough chemistry to maybe get out of the East even without Embiid.
I'm glad you brought that up because that's something I've been stewing on. They have the lineup versatility. Is there a certain series, certain matchups where Joel Embiid just cannot defend? This happened against the Knicks, where he just got dominated off the floor. He just couldn't defend in the pick and roll at all. He was just too slow. It's like, all right, if he doesn't work well in this matchup, it might be an ego hit. But Joel, you're not averaging 30 minutes a game in this series. You might be averaging 18. And we may have to go small and pull LeBron at the 5.
Yep.
This might give us the best chance to win in this particular matchup. And we swing back and come to the NBA Finals, and maybe we're facing Wemby, and you're a bigger body. You give them challenges on the defensive end. We'll give you more minutes then. This gives them, to steal a word from Rob Pelinka, optionality. They actually have versatility upon their roster, and now they want to build with different matchups. So Joel Embiid can be an asset in certain series and be a liability in others. I think it's actually ingenious the way they've set this up. This can work out perfectly for them.
Like, the talent is there. If you connect the right guys, the right lineups, and optimize things, you can unlock, I think, a team that is the most talented team, but also the best team in the Eastern Conference, and maybe the best even without Joel Embiid. We got some major LeBron derangement syndrome in here from people saying Paul Pierce had a better career than LeBron. True Hoopers would agree. I hope we're trolling. Coming up next, we're not. We got a new segment here. Producer Mike was out. Why?
You're out.
Because he was a Lakers fan. We brought in the Clippers fan. Julian is now taking over. He's running the show next. It's Julian's Jam here on FnA on Fox Sports Radio.
Keep up with all of your NFL offseason news. Come on! At Fox Sports Radio. When it affects your team.
I'm a Niners fan, Jets, yo.
At Fox Sports Radio. When your divisional rival makes a move. At Fox Sports Radio.
And some of this stuff we really need to talk about.
Go ahead. At Fox Sports Radio. Did you know we're on YouTube? Fox Sports Radio. You can find all of your favorite shows on YouTube.
Look at us. We're waving at you right now.
Did you know that you can find the best clips and the best videos from your favorite shows?
All the interviews, clips, everything is there.
This is why you're the smartest listeners in the world.
Completely agree.
Because you went to YouTube and you searched Fox Sports Radio, and you are the ones that hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. You're the ones that watch videos from Two Pros and a Cup of Joe with Jonas Knox, Brady Quinn, and LeVar Arrington.
You can't even make this up.
Dan Patrick, Colin Cowherd, Stu Gatz and Company. Live.
It's so good.
Covino and Rich. Oh, yeah. The Odd Couple with Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington. The Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon.
Think about that for a second.
And the Ben Maller Show. Fox Sports Radio. On YouTube. Wow. By searching Fox Sports Radio.
Check us out on YouTube. Subscribe. Hit that thumbs up icon and comment away.
Let's go! You must have been busy, but The Odd Couple with Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington. We're breaking this down.
Every day I'm shuffling.
Basketball Hall of Fame is launching a new exhibit. I know Rob's never missed a new exhibit.
That's right.
It's
I
gonna-
have actually been there, to that. Have you guys been there, any of you?
No.
Actually, I have not. Okay.
So the new exhibit dedicated to one Steph Curry. It's going to be the first time in the nearly 75-year history that an active player will be honored within the walls with his own exhibit. It's going to be called Stephen Curry Beyond the Arc. It'll be open to the public.
First of all, they must be totally desperate to get people to come to that place because this is so out of character and they don't do it. Why are they changing what has always been tradition and not doing that to players while they're still playing? You know what I mean? It's really weird to me, Kelvin, and especially a guy like Steph Curry, who helped ruin basketball with the three-pointers. That's the guy you're honoring? Beyond the Arc, do a real deep dive and say the guy who ruined basketball. That's the exhibit that I would want to go see because
he started putting up those ridiculous three-pointers. I just wish early on in his career he would have missed some of those, and the coaches would have had the right to say, "What are you doing? Come over here and sit down next to me." Instead, they were going in, and people were like, everybody knew they were ridiculous shots, but because they went in, it was hard to argue. And after they looked at this guy, and he was making shots of that proportion, now everybody and their uncle.
To get the rest of what The Odd Couple said, podcast it by searching Odd Couple. And as always, you can listen to The Odd Couple with Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington. Weekdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, right here on Fox Sports Radio. This is Stu Gatz and Company live.
The audience wants this.
You're listening to Stu Gatz and Company live.
Adam Silver must think I'm dumb. Adam Silver doing this thing where he wants LeBron James to make some sort of decision quickly so he could figure out who's playing on Christmas Day. Let me tell you who's not playing on Christmas Day. Even if you put his team there on Christmas Day, is LeBron James. He doesn't want to play on that day. Adam Silver wants LeBron James to drag this out for as long as humanly possible because he knows we're still talking about the NBA, his league, in the middle of bleeping July. LeBron James is more important than you, Adam Silver. He's more important than the NBA, and he is certainly more important than your schedule. Please do not treat me like I'm dumb. Don't treat the fans like they're stupid.
Stu Gatz and Company live is right here. Weekdays, 3 Eastern, noon Pacific on Fox Sports Radio. That's a hot one. The Ben Maller Show.
Based on this latest social media video for Tyreek Hill's NFL comeback, is the glass half full or is the glass half empty? Think of this like the arcade game Tapper, that classic 1980s arcade game Tapper. This is the glass crack. It's leaking, and the bartender is sweeping it up. That's what this is. Tyreek Hill is not mounting a comeback. It's not a comeback. This is a Kickstarter campaign is what this is. The biggest red flag came out of his own mouth. I'm trying to regain all the power in my left leg, he said. He also said he had no power in his left leg in the same video. So that is what's known as, say it with me now, dead giveaway. Dead giveaway.
Ben Maller, weeknights, 2 a.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Pacific on Fox Sports Radio. Whoa.
Why, hello there.
You're listening all day. You're listening all night. Now you can watch us on YouTube, That's right. on Instagram and X. Watch us yell.
Do it. I'm wrong. It makes me sick.
Watch us sing.
One shining moment. Somebody. Tacos and teas, Bets and Joe Montana.
Watch us dominate.
I listen to you guys every day.
And that's kind of a big deal.
We are Fox Sports Radio.
Good stuff.
And that's it.
FS1. Lock in live sports and live shows on your TV. FS1.
Right now.
Find FS1 on your television or visit foxsports.com for details.
Ship his ass up. FnA, Cotton. FnA.
It is FnA on Fox Sports Radio. Final segment here. Remember, for the best pregame show every weekend, be sure to tune in to Fox Sports Radio's Countdown, presented by BetMGM, every Saturday and Sunday morning from 9 a.m. to noon Eastern, 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific. We'll count you down to all the biggest games of the weekend. Tune into Countdown, presented by BetMGM, every Saturday and Sunday morning right here on Fox Sports Radio and the iHeart app. Before we get out of here, we got to get the crew involved. And taking over for Mike on the mic is now Julian, our new producer, because Mike was a Lakers fan. We had to get rid of him. And Julian's a Clippers fan.
We kicked him out. That's what happened.
I honestly thought for a second Mark played a Doc Rivers sound. I honestly, truly thought, I wasn't looking at the screen, Kevin. I didn't see you talking. I thought that was Doc Rivers. I swear to God.
I thought so too.
We're calling this segment Julian's Jam. Julian's taking over. He's got the keys. What's the topic?
All right. So all of the big moves have happened. We got LeBron and Jaylen Brown to Philly, Giannis to Miami, potentially Kawhi back to Toronto. Now that all of those have happen, or at least in Kawhi's case, going to happen soon.
It's purgatory.
Yeah.
Hopefully for you guys.
Hopefully.
You Clipper guys.
what's your favorite or most underrated move of the offseason that kind of got overshadowed in all the noise? I'm going to go with Mitchell Robinson to Boston. I feel like they needed that big offensive rebounding presence. And Adam, you can't say Rui.
Why can't I say Rui? Like, they took Rui away from the Lakers, like we took Mike away to make you the producer here on FnA. Okay, I'll go with the move, and I love all the moves that this team has been making. Out with the old, in with the new. It's a new culture in Charlotte by trading LaMelo Ball. And I'm not saying he can't have success in Minnesota next to Ant. That'll be interesting. I'm sure there'll be some fireworks. They're talking about working on their post-game pressers and being a little more buttoned up and professional there. But I just like the fact that they ended up getting picked Naz Reid out of this. And then they traded Miles Bridges too. They got more shooting. They got Ted Cruz in there, Grayson Allen. Like, they got shooting all over the place, and they're leaning in to Con Knipple and Brandon Miller being the guys. And they kept Kobe White, who they got the trade deadline last season, who did work for them in the play-in, even though they didn't get out. They won the first game against Miami. I really like what the Charlotte Hornets have done. And if that's not under the radar, I don't know what is.
I do think Marcus Smart going to the Houston Rockets is an under-the-radar move for a team that could not get out of its own way in that playoff series against the Lakers. Just booting the ball left and right in every single clutch situation. All they needed was a veteran who knew what he was doing. That should have been Kevin Durant, but of course Kevin Durant was hurt for 90% of that series, couldn't play. Marcus Smart, even with LeBron James playing as well as he played for the Lakers, if Marcus Smart were in a Houston Rocket uniform in that series, I think you can make a legitimate case that he probably end up, if not winning that series, at least making it a lot more competitive than it already was. I think that was an underrated signing for Houston and a humongous loss for the Lakers.
I honestly think Marcus Smart might have been the second best player for the Lakers in the playoffs. When Austin Reeves was out there and looked better, but he struggled against OKC at times there. I also think you brought up Isaiah Joe earlier going to Detroit, Kevin.
He's big.
The two I liked was Aaron Wiggins going to Atlanta. Atlanta quietly is bringing in all these two-way players and defenders. They got last season, Neil Alexander-Walker. They pried him away from Minnesota. I thought that was a really strong move. And remember, the Atlanta Hawks took more games off the New York Knicks in the playoffs than any other team last year. In fact, they were up 2-1. And yeah, I put Mike Brown on the hot seat at that point.
He's on fire!
They lost that first round series after firing Tibbs getting to the Eastern Conference Finals the year before. I'm pretty sure he's fired.
Yeah.
But all's well that ends well.
Yeah, exactly. Other than that, I mean, there's still some moves to be made. What ends up happening with Peyton Watson in Denver?
Yes.
After that bit me, I will find a way to ship off Christian Brown and pay whatever Peyton Watson wants because I think he's a better player with a higher ceiling.
You ship his ass up.
You might a bit. I'd rather pay Peyton Watson $30 million a year than pay Christian Brown $22. That's the way I would look at it. I don't know what Denver's doing.
I think that's smart. Denver also has a bunch of teams looking to get Cam Johnson off of them because they think, well, they have to get rid of them because basically they could end up having a luxury tax bill of almost $200 million.
Right.
And that's why we're in this holding pattern with them, wondering what's going to happen with Peyton Watson, Cam Johnson.
30.
Think they can get him off on the cheap. But the other problem is if they end up losing Cam Johnson or trading him early, then Rich Paul, who is Peyton Watson's agent, will say, well, we have all the leverage in the world. Now you definitely can't lose Peyton Watson. You'll be out of wings. You got to pay him the money. This has been
10.
Fox Sports Radio. Thanks to K-Fig for playing hurt.
5 seconds.
Segment. Mark on the board. Up next, Project NIL here on Fox Sports Radio.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46. And I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what would happen with a